There we go. There we go. Don't know why the mic wasn't working. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Thursday. I hope we're all doing very, very well. We've nearly made it to a weekend. Wasn't the best of Wednesday nights, was it? Wasn't the best of Wednesday nights. Anyway, how are we doing? I hope you're doing fantastically well. Welcome in, everyone. How are we all doing? We have some big Football Manager to get through. We are having probably our best season of the series so far. We went through for the 12-hour stream earlier in the week. A situation arose at the end of that 12-hour stream that I really wasn't ready to deal with. Our star centre-back has had his head turned by the Saudi money, so we've got to deal with that. I'm going to show you. We've put some bids in, stuff like that. We're going to have a look into that and see where we can go. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my rant about the football to kick things off. I think I'll start with saying what I want to say about the football, and then I'm sure we are going to discuss throughout it. But I'm going to have my rant about the football. So, first things first, I want to start off by saying I'm not someone who calls for a manager's head off the back of one bad result. Never been that way. I'm still hugely supportive of Holloway at Swindon after a horrendous playoff bottle last year. So, I think that gives me the right to be a bit of leeway in that regard. Now, also, I don't think a nation needs to go for a manager from their own nation. I was never one thinking we needed to get an English manager. However, I think if you go down the route of a much more expensive option and a non-English manager, which I do believe has a detriment to English coaching, I think you need to get it right. If you go down that route and we see the same outcome as Gareth Southgate's first tournament and a performance last night that was incredibly reminiscent of what Southgate was heavily criticised for, I don't think that's good enough, personally. Now, I thought we were the better side in a very tight and ugly game up until our goal. I thought we thoroughly deserved to take the lead. I thought we were the better team. I thought Argentina was doing very, very well at making the game ugly, turning it into what they needed it to be. But we were on top. For large portions of that game, we dealt with the nastiness, we didn't get caught up in it, and we took a very deserved lead. But for me, from there, we got everything wrong. Everything wrong. We were then playing against a side that looked scared. We'd made it look like they couldn't handle us. Both of their centre-backs on yellow cards. And we retreated. Now, don't get me wrong, that's not a different angle on this. That's a very, very common criticism that's been out there today. I think everyone would agree on that. The substitutions, say what you want. I mean, he got them wrong. He got them wrong. The worst one for me is it's concert for Gordon. 100%. There are spells in football. Completely understand that. We were going through a spell of Argentinian dominance. We were always going to. They're going to throw the kitchen sink of it. Of course they are. You're not going to just whimper your way out of a World Cup. But to take off our only out ball was baffling to me. I don't understand that. Even if you're replacing Gordon with a Rashford, we needed the runner. Because as soon as you took Gordon off, there was no threat there. At that point, Argentina, they had the complete freedom to just throw everything at it because they weren't scared of what was going to... We were lumping the ball forward. But if you have a runner on there and an out ball, someone has to be mindful of it. We completely eradicated that threat, which I thought was bizarre. I really did. Now, it's a tough one because if we pulled off what we did against Mexico, we're praising Tuchel right now. He's a genius. And I think we needed the defensive changes. We did. I know people are criticising going 5 at the back, all of this. I think we needed it. I think he made the wrong changes, the wrong defensive changes, is my opinion. I think we just needed the outball. That was the biggest thing I think we got wrong. Now, a massive frustration of mine. I've watched the highlights back a couple of times today. Don't know why I put myself through it, but I did. The equaliser is a huge source of frustration for me. Now, Of course, the main issue there is allowing Enzo to have that much space. He's given us some warning shots. We haven't learned from it. He's been finding his distance. You know what I mean? He's had a few testers. He knows what he needs to do. What annoys me the most is Messi. Messi took that short corner every single time since he went out that side. Into the Argentinian player on the corner of the box, got the ball back. There you go. Why we weren't doubling up there, I have no idea. We let it happen every single time. Now, maybe we thought we were better suited having players just in the box. I disagree completely. I don't think you leave a 2v1 out there with Messi involved in that. It seems bizarre. Now, I'm not saying that means that Enzo doesn't get a shot off, but I'm sure as hell I can tell you that delays that ball getting to him if we can put more pressure on the ball. But pressure in the ball was the huge issue. Final thing, and for me personally, was the nail in the coffin. And the most reminiscent of a Southgate performance for me was after the equaliser. We didn't adapt at all. We left it as is. And I thought, I mean, you could see that the thought was, hold on till extra time, then we'll make our changes. We can try and get back in this game. Now, that is a ridiculously naive thing to think when you're playing against the greatest footballer to ever play. Let alone some of the other players they have on the pitch. But we're talking about just leaving it as is. What hasn't been working, we've been dominated for at that point 25, 30 minutes. And we're just letting the best footballer ever whip cross after cross after cross. It's a completely different ball game when you're playing Mexico and you've got a Mexican fullback putting in pretty useless crosses onto Dan Burn. When you've got the greatest ever doing it, you just look what happened. And that's exactly what was always going to happen. The Rashford and Tony sub, for me, if it wasn't made prior to the equaliser, it needed to be made instantly after. Now, I'm not saying it needed to be Rashford and Tony, but at that point, it's not worked. We conceded a goal. We need our outball. We need it. Do it then. It was just painfully naive to do that. But the main thing is, I think the deserving winners are in the final. That's the thing. We were the better team for an hour. I think that half an hour after that has us as deserved losers, 100%. I think we showed an immaturity at this level, and we saw Argentina's experience. I think we showed a weak mentality. And what frustrates me the most, I think, is Tuchel's criticism of Southgate coming into this job was a lack of bravery, a lack of mentality, excitement to go for the win. And that is exactly what we saw, was the lack of that bravery to go and grab the game by the scruff of the neck. We just had to kick on, keep doing what we're doing. At least keep a threat on the pitch so that don't need to go over that again. Silver lining for me, only silver lining, we have come away deserved losers there, and we're not talking today about a terrible refereeing decision that's cost us the game. I'm not waking up today feeling cheated. We deserved to go out. We did. We got everything wrong. Argentina deserved to be in that final. So then finally, I guess the tournament as a whole, like I said at the start, I don't want you guys thinking I'm a fickle football fan and one bad result would have me calling for a manager's head. It's not how I think. My heavy criticism for him off the back of this tournament comes from the fact that I said from the get-go that you don't have to play well to win the tournament. Look at Portugal when they won the Euros. Look at Greece. You don't have to play well. But questions are asked if you don't win the tournament. We saw 45 minutes of good football. We saw 45 minutes of good football in this tournament. We had a good half against Croatia. You could stretch it to saying when Bellingham grabbed Mexico by the scruff of the neck, and we showed pure resilience and heart defending for our lives against Mexico. But let's be brutally honest, we still were defending for our lives against Mexico. For me, I think we saw 45 minutes of good football. I don't think that's good enough, personally. I don't. I think Southgate would have been criticised an unholy amount if we'd have seen the performances we've seen. I think, as I said, I think if you go down the route of appointing an expensive non-English manager I think it is to the detriment of English coaching. It's not championing our own coaches. I think you need to see progress. I think it needs to work, and it didn't. It hasn't. Now this is I've slept on this opinion. Raw last night, I was saying he has to go. I don't think it's quite that drastic. I do think that it is still a first tournament. I don't think it's good enough that it's the same outcome as Southgate's first tournament. But I think we need to be a lot better in the Euros. I do. Because that wasn't good enough, I don't think. I don't think at all. But that's my two pennies worth on it. Apologies to Rant, but I mean, I was going to get that opinion out there in a back and forth throughout the stream anyway. So I thought I'd say my bit at the start. Now, we'll catch up with everyone and we'll see what everyone else has to think. Apologies for the rant, but yeah, there we are. So, Alexander was first through the door. Welcome in, Alexander. I hope you're doing very well. Welcome in over on YouTube. G&G, not far behind. Happy Thursday, G&G. I hope you're doing very well. Has the title been lifted in Italy? Or are we still waiting for the good news? How are we though, G&G? Scubs, how are we doing? I'm sure you're one of the happier people in the chat at the moment. How are you, Scubs? Happy Thursday. Benny, I hope you're very, very well. Happy Thursday. I hope you've all had a good week so far. Matt, how are we doing? We spoke a lot about the football today, but how you doing, Matt? I hope you're doing very, very well. We've got a career path quiz for Scubs. Once I've caught up with everyone, we'll get on the screen on here. I gave the points back for the playlist, Scubs, because not even just the fact that you were on the wind-up with the song, but also it's just not very in keeping with what we have on, isn't it? I tried to keep the playlist songs that we want to listen to also. Like, to give context to that, I have to apologise to whoever added It's Coming Home on there. It's come off. It's come off the playlist. Can't believe Wagner is going to end up back at Philly. Is he really? Oh, so Benny's saying it's a rumour. Oh, wait, there's Bogut with the post now. $4 million. All right, Dr. Evil. Great Madonna song, yeah. No idea who that is. For MLS, it's Tom Bogut, who is the guy to follow. I see, okay. I hadn't seen anything come through the wire. He's just posted it last hour. $4 million the fee. Wow, okay. Are you who's happier of that? Who's happier of that, Benny or Matt? Plettenberg is a very reliable journalist about Germans and their league transfers. I see. Bongo here, but on mute. Still at the hospital. I hope you're doing well, and I hope Mother Bongo is doing okay. So we'll be lurking. Well, thank you very much for the lurk. I know you can't hear me, but I hope all is well. We need to sack these stewards. We got a streak on the pitch. A 75 stream streak from G&G. Thank you very much for the company. I appreciate it. Desmanio, welcome in. Happy Thursday. Fellow cultists of A1. And I love to see so many Centurion badges knocking around in the chat as well. Thank you all for spending so much time here on Tuesday. We did the long one. But how are you doing, Desmanio? I hope you're doing very, very well. Blair,
thanks for subscribing.
You absolute hero. Renewing the season ticket. Blair, thank you very much for the tier 1 sub. I really do appreciate it. I hope you are doing well. Smakaya, how are we doing? Welcome in. Happy Thursday. Leaving a lurk. Thank you very much for the lurk. I do appreciate it. Got to do my thing. Wish you lots of wins and no injuries. That's all we can hope for on Football Manager, isn't it? Smakaya, thank you for the lurk. I appreciate it. Matt's adding a song to the playlist. I Can't Help Falling in Love with You by UB40. Good stuff. That's a Swindon Town song. I'll get that on there, Matt. Always liked you. Hi, I was first altogether. Alexander, you were first through the door. What you on about? It was a fantastic Wednesday night. Exactly. I knew you'd be happy, Scubs. John, welcome in. Welsh John Games. How are we doing? Happy Thursday. How are we doing? How are we doing? Again, I'm assuming also one of the happier people in the chat today. Maybe not so much as Scubs. I know you weren't completely anti-England, but there we go. Bedders on the ban. Love it, Bedders. Thank you very much. Alexander says, I just beat Man United 5-1 with Norwich. I'm 9th in the new season. Also a possibility of a Tycoon takeover. Sounds like the save's going well, Alexander. I like it. Desmanu says, I've done my discussing. It's over. Blair, what are we doing? Blair, what are we doing? You don't have to do this. Thank you very much for the incredible generosity. All aboard the hype train, ladies and gentlemen. It has left the station. Blair, thank you very much for gifting out 5 season tickets. It's incredibly kind. I haven't seen who's got them. Once I get there on the chat, we will read it out. But Blair, thank you very much for the generosity. You don't have to do that, but it is incredibly appreciated. Thank you very much, Blair. Does Manu says I've done my discussing, it's over and done. 100%. I just first time back on stream. I wanted to have my rant, get my 2 pennies worth out there, and then I'm sure people will discuss it. But I've said my piece. John says I am Alex Bruce for Rotherham is proper poo. Is that a new management situation? Is it, John? Does Manu says, but just to add, I agree it's not good enough, but still think he deserves a chance to learn and change. But if he goes, I wouldn't be gutted either. Does Manu? I don't think he will. I think he stays. And like I said, I think raw opinion last night was I thought he should go. I don't think he should. He's contracted till after the Euros. Let's see how that goes. It needs to be considerably better if we were to see him any further than that Euros, because last night wasn't good enough. But I do think he stays. Jason Lamely, how are we doing? Happy Thursday. I came in time for Josh to do the post-mortem without playing mortuary assistant this time. How are we? I'm doing very well.
Thank you for the raid.
How are you doing?
Welcome in, Raiders.
Thank you for the raid, Mr. Scotsman. I can see it just popped up. I hope the rest of the stream went very, very well. How are we doing? How did the World Cup playthrough finish? Again, probably one of the happier people from how things turned out last night. But can we have a shout out for Mr. Scotsman if we haven't already? But thank you very much for the raid. I will get to it when we get there. But Jason Langley, I am doing well. How are you? Happy Thursday. Scum says Tuchel thought it was going to be another Mexico. And this is the thing, if it worked, we'd have been praising him, but it's a different ball game when you've got Messi putting in those crosses, isn't it? It's a completely different ball game. Matt says, I'd have taken Kane. I'd have taken off Kane if you're going to bring on a defender. 100%. I'd agree. I don't think how the game was going, we needed Kane or Bellingham on that pitch. I don't think either of them, really. I think either of them going off would have sufficed instead of Gordon. Like I said, I think we needed to keep the outball. Everything else was irrelevant at that point. But he says, I think Tuchel's done very well to get to the semi-final. You lot were the better side in the first half. You lot deserved to take the lead. But you'll have 1 shot on target, 2 shot attempts, while they had 2 shots on goal, 4 in total. So you were killing the life out of the game, which England needed to do for the remainder. And instead, they invited Argentina onto them. Tuchel being sacked would be stupid, though, in my opinion. You lost to the number 1 team in the world. No shame in that. Semi-final was overachievement, in my opinion. I would disagree on it being an overachievement. For me, I said... From the semi-final, though, I was then happy. I think anything less would have been a failure for Tuchel. I think a semi-final exit against Argentina is respectable. I don't think that's a failure of a tournament. My criticism comes from the place of the manner in which we went out. I think we whimpered our way out in a game that was completely ours for the taking. I just think it was the manner in which we went out. Now, there's no shame in losing to Argentina. There isn't. Like you said, they're number 1 in the world. But when you are leading until the 85th minute, when you've dominated for 60 minutes and you're the better team by far, the manner in which we went out, I think, makes that a lot worse than if it was tight for the entirety of the game. Is how I see it, anyway. Coob Ward, how are we doing, Dave? Happy Thursday. I hope you're doing very well. How did the rest of the stream go? I know that Gretna are flying. How are we, Dave? Weak mentality, typical English. It's all I've ever seen. I mean, we're definitely now, we're a deep tournament team now, but we still lack the bravery to get over the line, it seems. Dave says, look at Argentina mentality. As soon as they got a goal, straight in for the second. Well, it wasn't even before scoring, Dave. The difference between, say, and Mexico when they were chasing the game against us was they were hoping for something. They were putting balls in the box and just hoping. Argentina were chasing. It was like watching a predator chasing his prey. It was a matter of time. And that was our problem. We invited the pressure and let it happen. And against a team of that quality, you can't do that. Matt says, we were poor versus Congo and Norway, also and rode our luck in those games. It ran out last night. We were down to 10 men versus Mexico. That's difference in that game. Yeah, 100%. 100%. But that's what I mean. That's why I'm not saying I don't think that was a good game. I think we did what we had to. We got over the line. But like I said, I only thought we had 45 minutes of a good performance in the whole tournament, which I don't think is good enough, personally. No title yet. Missed out on the final day. Really, Gingy? Who won it? Oh, that's heartbreak. Blair, thank you again for the resub. I've seen it, and we've just got to also those 5 gifted subs. You absolute hero. Thank you very, very much. Melancholia, Jeremy Ideal, Jay Lozzie, Scubs got one, and Smakaya as well. Thank you very much for the gifted subs. And the train has reached the station. Thank you again, Blair. You're an absolute hero. I appreciate that massively. Where are we? A1 airs John. John, I don't think I aired you, did I? I think I was just still catching up. It's done in chronological order, John. Atta says, ring out is sweaty socks into a glass and give me it because I am thirsty is a mental message. Welcome in and first through the door. How are we? Happy Thursday. Blair, I just seen that message. You know what? Screw it. And then starting a hype train. Blair, thank you again. I really do appreciate it. It's incredibly kind. Scub says, is it a Swindon song? Airdrie started that. Well, no, I think Elvis started it, Scubs, but fair enough. Richie, how we doing? Welcome in. Happy Thursday. I'd like to see your youth academy players. It'd be a very quick thing to look through, Richie. Our youth academy has been dreadful. We haven't had any good intake so far. So nothing to look at there. John says, I'm not happy English lost. No, I was going to say, I mean, that was more in jest, that one, tongue-in-cheek, because I know that you weren't anti-England. You were just, it was sort of irrelevant to you, wasn't it? You weren't too fussed. Has the train got England on? Hopefully not the highlights, Blair. Tuchel has to win the Euros now. I think it's bizarre to ever expect someone like to have to win a tournament. I think it needs to be incredibly positive. I think if we weren't to win it, it needs to be due to a very tightly contested loss to France would be an example of something like that, you know? Like, I'm not saying if it's win or bust for Tuchel. I don't think it's as easy as that, but it needs to be considerably better. We need to look like a team that actually plays positive football. We don't need to scrape through every game. And if we weren't to win it, it would need to be a valid reason, like I say, like a very tightly contested game with France or something like that. Alex Bruce is our new coach. Are you not happy with that then, John? Otherwise, he has to go after that. I think saying win the Euros or go is harsh, but like I say, I'd need to see significant improvement. It says, I'm about to change and go for a run, but it's 36 degrees. Getting it done, though, aren't you? Because you're an animal. Love it, Adam. Root, how we doing? Afternoon chat. How we doing, Root? I hope you're doing very well. Happy Thursday. Skip says he's going to go then because England ain't winning anything. We had the shout out for Flying Scotsman. If you're not already, make sure to give Flying Scotsman a follow. He's very new to streaming, but is hit the ground running. And some brilliant football manager going over there, as well as a lovely gentleman. So go over there and give the man a follow. Kessie put me out as Norway and then again as Curacao. Really? Kessie, you're going to see him in your nightmares tonight, are you, Mr. Scotsman? Spirokov, good evening. How are we doing? Happy Thursday. Welcome in. Adam as well, you absolute hero. Afternoon, chaps. Hope everyone is well. Adam, I'm all the better for seeing you. How are we, Adam? I hear there's rumours that we could be seeing you in Salford. There's rumours. I've heard rumours. I've heard it. How are we, though, Adam and Spirokov? I hope you're both well. You're going to Anfield. Also, Alexander, that's exciting. Where did we get to? Number 4 in the world. Should be semi, to be fair. Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's crazy that it's the first time that a World Cup semi-final has been contested by the top 4 in the rankings. Better team by far is a stretch. Slightly better in patches, I would say. No, I disagree. I disagree. I don't think Argentina were in the game, and I think if anyone was going to score, it was us. I think we were the only side that looked threatening. So I would say that it's a better team by far, in my opinion. Brian Maguire, welcome in over on YouTube. Tuchel made a big error with the back 5 with so much time still on the clock. You're not wrong, Brian. You're not wrong at all. As I said, I don't even think it's the back 5 situation that I disagree with. I think it was getting rid of any sort of threat. If we'd have kept Gordon on the pitch or replaced Gordon with a Rashford or something, we needed a runner and we didn't have it. Lumping a ball up to Harry Kane, who can't press quickly at the best of times, was bizarre. Not trying to be inflammatory, just an unbiased view. Oh, 100%. I didn't expect you. I don't get from it that your views on football are in any way trying to wind up. This is what I'll always say, and this is why I always will tell people not to argue when it comes to football, because football's a game of opinions, and people have different opinions. Fiorentina won it. We were top for a while on the final day, but they won their game. We go again, G&G, and you will succeed next time, I'm sure, but heartbreak on the final day as well. Matt says, can you save playing the song till I'm back from food that I redeemed? Of course, Matt. If you remind me when you're back, we will do it. Urban Mammoth, welcome in. Evening, Josh and gang. How are we, Urban Mammoth? Happy Thursday. I hope you're doing very well. Happy Thursday, Spirokov. I hope you're doing good. Is there a link to the Flying Scotsman? So it's the Flying Scotsman FM, Brian Maguire. So I was talking about following on Twitch, but he also has a fantastic YouTube channel, as you are over there on the old YouTube, Brian Maguire. So if you search the Flying Scotsman, if you search Flying Scotsman FM, you'll find him. England had Argentina on the rocks. They looked rattled. I agree, Brian, massively. Playing against 2 centre-backs, both on yellow cards, and they couldn't handle us. going forward. We were overloading. Yeah, bizarre. Watkins over Tony all day, surely. Would have made sense for the runner, Blair. Scubs has a few opinions on England. I think we all know them, so there's no need to say them. Channel not in use. How are we doing? Happy Thursday. Welcome in. I hope you're doing very, very well. That is us all caught up. So, as I said, we've got a lot of Football Manager to get through. We've been absolutely flying. We're having our best season we've ever had in the series. So, let's jump over there and let's get into it. We have Hibs right now, actually. So, we have 4th place Hibs. If we have a look at how the league's looking now, we are 4 points clear at the top. The 12-hour stream, we were incredible. We lost 1 game in 12 hours. It was a 2-1 loss against Celtic. But we beat Hibs away from home. We beat Chelsea in the Champions League. We beat Hearts 5-1. Beat Celtic 1-0 there. We beat Kilmarnock 8-1. 7-0 win in the Champions League. Incredible scenes. Incredible. I got way too sloshed yesterday. Only just woke up, channel. Is the head a bit sore, is it? Were you a flying Englishman? I was not. Well, when Gordon scored, I was. Kai, welcome in. Happy Thursday. I hope you're doing very well. How are we, Kai? I know the Flying Scotsman does mods for FM26. He's an absolute hero, is the Flying Scotsman. I just left it last night, but I really should have rubbed it in Jack's face. Scubs, it was just, yeah, this is what I was saying in the Discord. People were getting very, very argumentative. And, yeah, there's just no need for that, is there? There's no need for that. Has the assistant taken over? Blah. There was accusations. There were accusations. Channel says, was this morning, but it eased off during the day. Good stuff. Good stuff, Channel. I'm glad you're feeling better. But what we had in the save, which was very, very concerning, right at the end of the 12-hour stream, was Dutch McScrunge, who's been fantastic this season. He's been scoring goals. His average rating has been, what's it been for the entire season? 7.27 this season, 7.17 last season. We signed him for 2.8 million. He's been incredible. He's a rock at the back. Unfortunately, Al Hilal came in for him and he is asked to leave because for the life-changing money. For some reason, 28 grand a week in Edinburgh isn't enough. He wants 200 grand a week in Saudi. So, I'm not letting him go cheap. I have offered him out for £30 million. And if they pay that, they can have him. What we have done is we potentially have 4 players joining us in his place. So Oscar Jimenez was already looking like he was joining us. That's going to be a free transfer. Same with Ahmed Naguib. He'd be joining at the end of the season on a free. But with that money, we saw Hiri Prokazka. Something along those lines. So that will be a £6.5 million signing. It was his release fee. He is 6'3" at 23 years old. I was quite happy with how this looked. He's a big man. We need to replace the 6'6" man with someone of stature. We then had another one. So this would be 2.8 million, rising to 2.8 million for Adiz Begovic, a 21-year-old. Much shorter, but so not necessarily my type of centre-back, but I definitely think at 21, 15 caps for Bosnia, he could be one of our wide centre-backs. 5'10", he's got some jump and reach, 16 heading, he can tackle. So, I mean, for the money, that's 2 centre-backs we'd be replacing. And then Daniel Lochen as well, a left wing-back. So that'd be for 2.3 million. So if we did get 30 million, that would be 6. So in total, even with the instalments, that'd be 6, that'd be 8, 9.3, 11.6 million for 3 replacement defenders. So it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world, but we'll see. More beer will help the rest, channel. That's one way of going about it. Scub says, yeah, I mean, it wasn't what I want to see from the Discord, put it that way. Unpopular opinion, but it made me laugh. Love watching English fall apart and fight each other. I mean, it's not so much the Discord situation, but I mean, just at the pub I was watching it at, I mean, instantly there was almost 2 fights at the end. It's just very English. I never understand that. What does it help to have an argument with someone supporting the same side? Kai says, I'm doing okay, thank you. Hubby's had another tooth out today. Esther looking after him. Well, I hope Mr. Kai is doing okay. I know that he struggled after the last one, didn't he? So I hope he's doing okay. Good evening, Ben. How are we? Happy Thursday. And Jack, come in at the same time. I hope you're both well. Don't think it's coming home. Unfortunately, It hasn't. It hasn't. We've been told over and over again that it wasn't Jack, and it turns out everyone else was right. How are we, Ben and Jack? Happy Thursday. I hope you're both well. The name we're not attempted to say, channel, that's what we're going to have to call him. Give us it one last time, Jack, for old time's sake. 2028 is coming home. Holloway's lucky you didn't see me yesterday. I'm still backing him for the Misfits card. Scum says, happens here too. Celtic fans won the league, then battered lumps out of each other in Glasgow. Mental, really. I don't get it. That's the sour side of football fans, isn't it? Pub I was in, Pub I was in just as I left. 3 fights started. Turns out one of the door staff was an Argentina fan. Again, it's just ridiculous, though, isn't it? I personally, I think fighting over football is ridiculous. The walk home from work yesterday wasn't great. No, my journey home was somber, let's say. Somber is the word I'd go for. So, we now have a game against Hibs at home. And the form we are in, I don't think we need to change anything at all. Micro, how we doing? Happy Thursday. Welcome back. It's a pleasure to have you back. How we doing? Welcome in. Tuchel in or out? Shake it all about, I'd say. Probably the hokey cokey. Now I've slept on it, Jack, and I've had to think about it. I think he should be given the Euros. But I've said I think we need to see significant improvement at the Euros if we were to see him go any further. I think we need to see, even leading up to the Euros, I want to see better, because that's what I mean. It was a tournament of poor performances, and even leading up to the tournament, we didn't look good in any game. So I know Tuchel's not like renowned for his glorious style of football that's beautiful to watch, but with the squad we have, we need to play better than we were. Mine was a 900-foot walk home, and the pub is over the road from me. Well, at least it was quick. At least it was quick.
Leaves you.
We didn't do the career path quiz, did we? Scub, sorry, are you ready for this? Are you ready for this quiz? Everyone sent in. Good lad, what about you? Loved that performance last night. I'm sure you did, Scubs. Tuchel. Wait, quiz. Let me cook. We've got a career path quiz. I'll wait till Matt's here if that's fine. What, you wanna test yourself, do you? You wanna test yourself? That's fine. Absolutely fine. Right, okay. Now, I don't know about you guys. I don't think Dutch McScrun should be playing in the middle of a transfer saga. I personally, if you've asked to leave, I don't think you should be starting. I mean, Tier's 6'6", so it's not exactly bad there. Wasn't quick. Was in tears, and then for a pint at my door, ended up on the top of the other half, just crying. It's not an ideal Wednesday night. That. Tracy says, I don't think it makes any difference if we keep Tuchel or not. I think the players are the problem. They're good enough. They just don't work hard enough. We've also got to be very aware that our upcoming generation isn't actually that good. No real replacements for Pickford or Kane in the pipeline are the big issues. There's definitely some merit to that. There's definitely some merit to that. I think goalkeeper-wise, I'm not terrified of the idea of seeing like a Trafford in goal or someone like that. Personally, striker I think's worrying. At the moment, I think our best option to replace Kane right now is Bellingham in a false nine. I don't think we have a good striker to cover it. Like Liam Delap, I guess, would be a name people would mention. I don't think he's good enough. It's definitely a significant downgrade, that's for sure. I think our best option at the moment would be Jude Bellingham in a false nine. I wouldn't. I'd get rid of him. Don't see the difference in the slightest. Yeah, but who? That was my thinking, Ben. But realistically, who would be a better option right now? Starting at square one with who would be what I'd say. No, especially after 30 plus points. No, not at all. Trafford is decent. Bedders, I agree. Happy Thursday, Bedders. This will be Pickford's last tourney. I wouldn't be surprised, Jack. Brian says, I felt that Rice wasn't match fit. Rice wasn't right for the entirety of the tournament, really. Trafford's okay, but he can't play out from the back. Still a decent keeper, though. I'd agree with that. Neither can Pickford, said Jack. I think it's telling that our two backups playing Saudi and Turkey. It doesn't exactly give a lot of confidence. Oh, strikers. I was trying to think you meant goalkeeper-wise. Kane is the best striker you have? By far, Brian, by far. I mean, Pep's there. Pep, I'm sorry, if I get the phone call right now, and I'm Pep Guardiola, I'm putting my phone on silent and giggling. Personally would, but Bellingham at striker, only way to find out. See, the tough thing is Kane will be there for the next Euros, but at what point do we start preparing for life without him? It's tough, isn't it? We probably need to try things. So, right, let's get into this game. I am going to start our new keeper, Ramirez, today. Ramirez is going to start today. I don't think any of the other new signings start yet. Kane's not fit anymore either. I wouldn't say not fit. I just don't think he's... I think he'd be better suited being deeper, if I'm honest. At the stage we're at, how we play anyway. Dave mentioned there's a young guy at Chelsea smashing goals in that might be one to watch. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's some youngsters around. Not bothered anymore. Don't want to talk about it. I lose my head. Ben, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Not for the Euros, but 4 years. He could creep though. Right. Okay. So that's going to be our team for the Hibs game. Let's get into it. Big game, and hopefully we can carry on how we were going. Personally, I think that's why Kane has underperformed. He's so nailed on in the 9 because there's nobody anywhere good enough to replace him that he's got complacent. I also think he's a horrible captain. He doesn't actually lead the team on the field. It was telling that the most organised we've looked on the field all tournament was when Hendo came on. Just a shame he's not good enough anymore. There's some truth to that as well, I guess. I think there's definitely some truth to it, like there being a lack of leadership on the pitch. It's never Kane you see G'ing up the team. There's a lot of that from Bellingham. There's a lot of that from Rice. But yeah, I wouldn't say necessarily it's a complacency that makes him underperform. I just don't think he really suits how we play, if I'm honest. I just don't think he necessarily... When push comes to shove and we get into these games, look how we played. How'd you get him into the game? I mean, no shot for Kane or Bellingham last night was very, very telling. But yeah. Calisthenics South Africa, welcome in over on YouTube. Imagine winning 5 Ballon d'Ors and people say you're not top 2 of all time. Who are we? Who's not top 2 of all time there? Who's that, Calisthenics? Welcome in though. I hope you're doing very, very well. Well, at least the 20 minutes we had leading was peak life. Very similar to the Italy game, wasn't it? Not taking Foden was a mistake. I don't think Foden would have had any impact on that tournament whatsoever, personally. I think we were talking about this in the Discord earlier. I think the only potential differences in the squad that could have made any difference last night would have been midfielders. We're talking like a Garner or a Wharton. I even think that Kobbie Mainoo probably should have been looked at last night. I mean, the first time I noticed Kane last night was when he gave a post-match interview. He wasn't involved at all last night. No, not at all. Disagree channel, Foden didn't deserve to go. They're saying CR7 is not top 2. The disrespect is crazy. I mean, he's definitely top 2 of all time. I wouldn't say currently. I wouldn't say he's currently, but definitely of all time. I mean, he's the second best player to ever play the sport. Anyway, I'm walking home from the gym and my signal's bad. I'll be back in a bit. No worries, Jack. Get home safe. Didn't think about Mainoo. Yeah, I mean, he didn't get a single minute. I mean, for me, I'd be very, very upset if I was Mainoo and Reece James was playing in midfield over me. Oh, sorry, we're going to have to do the contracts before we play the game. They've all been accepted. I actually disagree on CR7 being second best of all time, but let's not start that debate. What, as in you'd say first or lower? Because I do think Messi and Ronaldo are the best to ever do it. No, I'd say lower. Pesky, how we doing? Happy Thursday. I hope you're well. No, I'd say Messi and Ronaldo for me are comfortably the best 2 to ever do it. And then I'd say Messi is a step up from Ronaldo as well. Is my opinion. Right. Has more interest in joining Al-Shabaab, so we're going to have to offer a lot of money, aren't we? Right, Daniel Lurken. How do you... It's isn't it? It's like for a Norwegian O like that, isn't it? So that'd be Lurken. Is that right? I think so. Messi never done it on a cold, wet Tuesday night in Stoke, and CR7 has, so the world's best is CR7 channel. I disagree. I do. Top 2 is subjective, though. It depends on how you judge it. Technically, sure, but I always think that when these comparisons are made, you have to break it down by era. How much better was the best by comparison to those around them of their era? In that framing, Cruyff and Maradona are the conversation. That's not to say either of them wouldn't be bang average in 2026, but if we're saying all time, we have to judge it fairly. I do agree with what you're saying, but I also think that's an unfair way of judging it would be the way I'd look at it, because I do think in general the standards have raised massively. So I don't think it's necessarily fair to say that Messi's here and everyone else is here, but Pele's here and everyone else was here would make Pele better than Messi. I just think the general standard of sport has accelerated massively due to supplements and fitness and all of that. I don't think the way to look at it is how much better they were than everyone else, because I think that golfing class has been changed not by the standard of who was at the top, but by the ship raising, would be how I look at that. Calisthenics says, yes, currently, of course, he is nowhere near, but people are judging him on the second spell in Man U up until 41, which is unfair. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely recency bias with these things, Calisthenics. Definitely on football Twitter as well, I think, because maybe the age is slightly lower. Messi is the GOAT, simple, done it in the best and the most competitive era. Natural talent. I think Messi's the best footballer to ever play the sport. I put R9 above CR7, even with a shorter career because of injuries. See, I would disagree just because of how you've ended that. I don't think, longevity-wise, you can put him above CR7, but that's not through any fault of R9. I think R9 had everything there to be one of the greatest ever, but I think injuries cutting his career short. I think CR7's done this, you know what I mean? He's been at that level for longer. How I see that is I don't think that's fair to have someone who didn't do it for as long. Messi is the best, but CR7 is second. Peak longevity, he scored more goals past his 30s than most players have in their careers. It's very true, Heskey. Not R9 for me personally. Good, but injury killed that. No, I'd agree there, Scurbs. Calisthenics says the Ballon d'Or means something. Come on. When you see old clips of George Best, the quality is low compared to today. So that's always my argument with, I'd say even with the likes of Maradona. I think, like I've just said, I just think if you watch it, I think the defending is considerably worse the further you go back. So I personally have this era as the hardest to do it in, which is why I have Ronaldo and Messi on such a pedestal, because I think they're doing it when it's been the hardest by far to do it. There's also the argument where the true greats seem to know when it's time to walk away. Ronaldo is in the diminishing returns phase of his career, and if he hadn't got obsessed with stat padding, his legacy would hold up more. Chasing there, I think there's definitely some truth to that. I think he's chasing this 1,000-goal situation, and I think as much as when he retires, it won't change what he's done, there is that argument of recency bias that is going to put people off. I mean, we just watched, for me, I think we've just watched a tournament where Cristiano Ronaldo was a detriment to his nation. I think they would have performed better if he was an impact sub, but he would never allow that to be the case. I put Zidane above CR7 too, but I get midfielders don't get the rankings in these things. Yeah, it's always a tough one, isn't it? It's always a tough one. Because it is harsh. Because Zidane was a phenomenal footballer. But it's just tough, isn't it? Because it tends to be the goal machines that we compare. But I think there's definitely some validity for him being in the conversation. R9 was one of the best peaks, but injuries really did squander him. I'd agree, Heskey. Won everything. He was the one that got his teams playing. Well, yeah, he was untouchable. Like, it just, yeah, I loved Zidane. I did love Zidane. Right, we're going to say 12.5 a week. We don't do any of that stuff. And if you win Champions League Player of the Season, you can have £115,000. What do you mean? What do you mean, no? 12.5. Accept that, please. There you go. Messing about with all of that. Just started a York save. How recently are we talking, Brian? How recently are we talking? Is it going well, or have you literally just hit go? Regular starter, important player. Yeah, you can have what you like there. We've got Saudis circling these next two, so I think we're going to give them what they want. Not the minimum fee release clause, though. Not the yearly wage rise. If you win Premiership Player of the Season, you can have £115,000. Oh. He wants more money for that. 5 minutes ago. Okay, so early signs looking good then. Calisthenics says, Ronaldo has 5 Ballon d'Ors. You telling me that doesn't mean anything? Come on now. No player deserves to be above him except Messi. Calisthenics, so I'm in agreement with you here. All this goat chat and no one has even mentioned Phil Jones. Obvious, no one knows ball. There's an argument for it. It's wrong, but there's an argument for it. 32.5 a week. Do you know what? No, I'm going to let him have it. He can have it. I want him. I want him to sign. Ballon d'Or isn't a great metric to judge on. Well, no, it's not the only. It's not the only at all. I would never just consider it on numbers of Ballon d'Ors. In another save, got Leicester City promoted to the Premier League. Go on, Brian. So did you play at all in the Premier League or did you just leave it there? As I said, Michael Owen is the greatest English player ever, or Kevin Keegan. And Yashin's the best goalkeeper. No release clause, no wage rise. But you can have $9,500 a week. Oh, Dan, we've got to stop meeting like this.
Welcome in, Raiders.
We've got to stop meeting like this. We don't. I'm very grateful. Thank you for the raid, D-Boy. How are we doing? How was the rest of the stream? I hope it went very, very well. We've got a shout out going. If you're not following Dan at this point, you're doing something wrong. And at this point, it's probably just personal. So there's no point even saying it. No, give the man a follow. You will not regret it at all.
Thanks for the
Incredibly talented man. We hear his music on the stream regularly. Very, very entertaining. There's a fantastic save going on, although it will only be going for the next 3 days. So you get over there and get in there quickly. How are we then? We will never stop meeting like this, and I'll always have open arms. Welcome in, Kermit. Welcome in as well. Thomas, how are we? Happy Thursday. Thank you for the follows. Dio Brando fan and the Ebnut. Thank you both for following. I appreciate it. Welcome in. I'm Josh, or A1, or call me whatever you like. I've been called worse. I am currently managing Edinburgh City FC. We are in season 13. We're having our best season we've ever had. It took us 9 years to win anything at all, but we now have a graphic. And I know if you just come from Dan's chat, you like a graphic. Now, for obvious reasons, we have our trophies over here. We're now back-to-back Premiership winners. We've just won a second Premier Sports Cup up there. We've won a Scottish Cup. And we just have one of every personal accolade we've won over there. I promise I have won more than one manager a month in 13 years. But that is how we are. That is the save. Welcome in, everyone. If you have any questions about the save, fire away. We currently have been talking all things last night. I'm over it, though. I'm over it. Rocket Down, welcome in. Viva as well. Happy Thursday to the Perry. I hope you're both doing very, very well. D says Germany is complete. Won the Pokal final. So to finish the save, we're attempting World Cup runs with the remaining nations. What a great way to finish. What a great way to finish. But congratulations on completing Germany. I've just done the pre-season for Leicester. Oh, okay, Brian. So you've still got that save. You're going to go back to it. Calisthenics says, why do you think Franz Beckenbauer is in the top 10 greatest players of all time? It's because he has a Ballon d'Or and also a defender. The Ballon d'Or is important. Yeah, but Calisthenics, I disagree that Franz Beckenbauer is in the top 10 greatest players of all time, personally. But I also have this... My view on giving an opinion is I don't give opinions on all-time players that I didn't watch, personally. So I might be wrong in saying that Franz Beckenbauer isn't in my all-time best ever 11. But neither's Bobby Charlton. Neither's George Best. Because I can't judge it. I can't judge it well enough. Is how I look at things. Dad says, try Canada, made the round of 16, and then Portugal pumped us. On to Uruguay and Argentina tomorrow. 2-0 for Argentina. Can you go Uruguay first, please? Those who shall not be named. Managing is a loose term. Where we amble our way through some games, don't we? I did a 12-hour stream on Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen, and I got through 2.5 months. So this is a just chatting stream. For obvious reasons, there you go. The Ebnet says, played as centre-back in regional leagues. I was called a lot, just not my name. There you go. I ran the line at Sunday League level, so you can imagine I was called some nice things. Brian says, have ever thought of good non-league good players? Are you asking for suggestions, Brian, on any good players in non-league? Do we have any non-league enthusiasts on Football Manager that can help out Brian? Popped in street and then went back to sleep. Congrats on Pokal. Thanks. Stop the waffle. Palace News, happy Thursday. I hope you're doing well. You also clearly can't remember where you are because that's kind of what we do. How are we, Palace News? Mr. Scotsman said, I needed Argentina today but thought better of it. If anything, that's incredibly un-Scottish of you and I appreciate it. Free Street, sack the stewards. There we go. Chase says, I believe they're probably known as Vargan FIFA now. That's the only thing that I was happy about from last night, is that it wasn't marred in controversy and we didn't come away from it saying they got all of it. I thought the ref had a really good game, if I'm honest. I think the only thing I would criticise the ref on is I think he let too much go too early. I think to get a hold of that game, he probably needs to get a yellow card out earlier. But he was trying to let the game flow, and it was a very, very hard game to let flow. I thought the ref it was a very tough game to referee, and I think he had a good game. Calisthenics says, look at it like this. Ronaldo took away 5 Ballon d'Ors from the greatest player in the sport, which is Messi. How is he not number 2? Calisthenics, I'm with you. Ronaldo is my number 2. Still disgusted by that, by the way. What, the 2.5 months? Gav, watch this. We haven't even progressed a day yet, and I've been live for an hour. Brian says, I'm thinking of a league I've never done before. Unfashionable one. Okay. Chaser says, I mean, I know non-league ball, but I need more information. What league? Brian, we're going to need more information. For non-league, Cargbo, enough said. Dan's just won you your save there, Brian. Thomas says, I have to come to have no expectation for England now, so I didn't care if we won or lost. Do you know what? I was in Second Yellow Card stream earlier, and I think he summed up supporting England in a perfect way. He said all he now wants from supporting England is to be given the chance to believe, to be sort of, yeah, to be given the chance to believe, to get lost in it a little bit. And that is what we've done again this tournament. Again, it's the hope that killed us, but that belief is there. We're past the stage of my youth. We didn't even see this. There wasn't thoughts of us winning tournaments because we were never getting in these positions. But now every single tournament, we're always talking about our chance of winning it because we're in the position to nearly do so. It's just the bravery and the ability to get over the line that we're lacking at the moment. Pars Pro, welcome in. Happy Thursday. I hope you're doing well. Hope you've had a brilliant week so far. Ref should have shown 3 yellows by a minute. After that, he was all right, in my opinion. Yeah, I agree. I think Simeone got away with a lot early, but apart from that, I do think he had a good game. Yeah, about to lose 6 good players for York. Really, Brian? Really? Chase says, I'm pretty sure if VAR checked the Enzo Anderson incident in the 2nd minute, Fernandez walks. But so the early one I remember was on Bellingham, where he's pushed him. But is that the well, I say elbow, but the forearm in the back of the head, was it? Because it was nasty. It was nasty, 100%. Brian said the game was very stop-start. It was indeed. It was always going to be. And that's exactly what Argentina do, and they're very, very good at it. Gav says, I was going to end the stream by accusing you of slowing the pace down even more, but didn't want to compliment you. Exactly that. Stop it. You're going to make me blush, Gav. Desmanu says the punch in Anderson's back neck was shockingly not dealt with violent conduct. That would probably be the worst of the decisions. Yeah, I would agree. Brian says Romania. What was Romania? Oh, the league. I see. We need to sack these stewards, by the way. We got a streaker on the pitch. James with a 5-stream streak. Thank you very much for the company. I hope you're doing well. I imagine another one to wake with a smile on their face today, let's say. Desmanu says, but ref didn't want to ruin the game in minute 3. Very true. Calisthenics says, I always say this is a national team. It should not be managed by someone who's not from the nation. What do you think? Calisthenics, I mentioned it earlier. I'm not of the opinion that a national team has to be managed by a manager from that nation. Now, on the flip side of that, I think if you do hire a coach that's not from that nation, it is to the detriment of your nation's coaches. I think hiring a non-English manager is to the detriment of English coaches. It's not championing one of our own. It's a decision to go down that route. For me, I think it needs to work. And that's where my criticism comes from. I don't think it did this time. But, yeah. It is what it is. Mr. Scotsman says, and you never will. There you go. That's the Scottish coming back out of you. Right, okay, let's offer this contract. So 9.5 a week. Do you know what? I'm going to go as far as giving him 10 a week. If you win Premiership Player of the Year, you can have 115 grand. I'll tell you what, you can have 58 if you get in Team of the Year as well. Will that keep you from going to Saudi? 2.9 for a clean sheet also. And if you're not on the bench, 800 quid. Surely that gets you here. That is a great, great deal. But who are you going to call up, however? Carsley, Rosinia, no, not especially inspiring. Does Manu see? That's where sleeping on it last night drew me to the conclusion that I don't think getting rid of Tuchel's a right idea. Howe was always my English option, but I don't think replacing right now is the right idea. I don't. Ryan says England fans were well behaved. Normally they cause a lot of fighting and haven't heard anything. No, not yet. You'll get Howe and like it. Is Harry Redknapp still breathing past pro? He's not a wheeler dealer. Ionic Cloth, how we doing? Happy Thursday. I'm hoping FIFA ban every single RG player who paraded with the Falklands are Argentine from taking part in the final. I've seen that there's talks of potential fines and stuff. Calisthenics says, but look, mate, do you think if Germany went to the final, Tuchel wouldn't be happy? He would, which means his heart is not fully there. Yeah, Calisthenics, but my argument always would be that, I mean, it's a job, isn't it? It's a job. I work for a bank. If I found out that the bank that I actually bank with is doing incredibly well and they're going to give me lots of money, it's not going to make me do any worse at my job. I don't want a different bank to outperform the bank I work for because I like it more. It's a job. So yes, I get what you're saying, but I think you can support someone and then still do your job. If the case of what you're saying was strictly true, where do you draw the line? Does that mean someone that supports, like, managers can only manage the club they support? Because at that point, say Alex Ferguson was I mean, that's a bad example, but a Scottish, he's going to be a fan of Aberdeen, I assume. Is he Aberdeen? I feel like he's Aberdeen, isn't he? If Manchester United played Aberdeen in a Champions League final, he's not gonna not try and win it, is he? It's his job. How is Bookie's favourite, followed by Pep, then Poch? I think Tuchel stays. Chase says, see, I'm all for an English manager, but who are we picking? The choices realistically are Howe, Lampard and Parkinson. Maybe Schumacher if you were really reaching. Otherwise, you either beg Southgate to come back or take a punt on Carrick or Maguire or something. From that list, I would only really listen to Howe or Carrick. Apart from that, yeah, no. I mean, Southgate, I didn't want Southgate to go, but I think that ship sailed. Kalasek says, plus, no nation has won the World Cup with a foreign manager. That just tells you right there. Yeah, fair enough. Tuchel's having a meeting with the FA. The FA are happy with Tuchel. I think that will be the case. Parsbro says, do we have the same sentiment towards Laporte beating France? Because he looked happy. There you go, Parsbro. Thomas says, what? So Tuchel isn't allowed to support his nation if they to a final? Dan says, could we get an ensemble of Pulis, Bruce, McCarthy and Warnock? A sort of bad managers Avengers. Exactly. Set pieces assemble. Miss Scotsman says, England job is one of the highest paid in the world, so he'll be fine. Ionic Cloth says, UEFA gave bans to 2 Spanish players who chanted Gibraltar as Spanish after a Euro 2024 win. James says, Alex Ferguson was Rangers, was he? Sorry, why did I think he was Aberdeen? Password says, I heard Rooney is currently looking for a new job. He even got World Cup experience. I think I'd support Germany at that point. He's from that end of Glasgow, right? Okay. Tuchel will defo stay, says Scotsman. I agree. Does Manu says, if we're picking an Englishman, then Carsley is the only choice in my view, but I'll also readily admit it's not a great one. I would say Howe over Carsley. Lee Carsley, who captained Ireland. Lee Carsley, who managed us in the interim after Southgate went. James said he managed Aberdeen, but he sports Rangers. Right, I'm with you. Alex says, Harry Maguire is also another one who should have been in the squad. He would have helped big time with his headers in the last minutes. Well, judging off of how Dan Burn was used, I think Harry Maguire would have suited some of our performances. Carsley, not a chance. I agree. Alex says we also needed Raheem Sterling. I wholeheartedly disagree. Brian says Alex Ferguson was Aberdeen manager, did a great job. I know that. I just thought that was his club, but I've been asked and answered. Howe has done exactly nothing with Saudi money, let alone not having the ability to buy anyone. Yeah, I know, but then I would say that it's almost irrelevant because, one, there's no financial element to the England job. I think he's had quite a tough job at Newcastle because obviously he hasn't been able to spend that money. And look at Southgate in club football. He was absolutely useless. Slabby certainly would have sorted the defence out. Einekloff says, scraping the barrel with Harry Maguire. That's unfair on Howe. He didn't have oil money at Bournemouth, did he? Newcastle won a Carabao. Thank you very much. The most prestigious of the domestic trophies. Dan, you're a man after my own heart then. I like that. Because Swindon can win it. And have won it. And have won it. Right, okay. We're finally in a game. See, Gav, I do play. Get rid of that. Cliff Hightail. Ooh. Debut for our new keeper here as well. Debut for our new keeper. Let's see if that was a mistake. Come on. We've started well. We're having a lot of possession. End of this season, we have our new stadium as well, and I really hope it gets called the A1 Arena. I can't see why it would, considering my name's not even A1 on here, but let's hope they can work that out. Old Spaghetti Arm still in goal. Right, win this header. Come on. Well done, Johnston. See, Thier's not exactly small. We've still got a big lad at the back with Dutch Scrunge leaving. Get a good ball across. Cecilia back across to Cliff. Oh, Teixeira. Joe Teixeira. Desmanio, I love the song you made for Teixeira, by the way. I need to get it on the soundboard. I've not had a chance yet. 1-0, come on. No, not yet. Not yet, D. That's where I didn't continue from where we left it. After 12 hours and having my head fried, I really didn't need to deal with that right then. But I was saying before you kindly raided, I've offered him out now for £30 million. I am going to let him go. And for that £30 million at the moment, I've got bids in for a combined £11 million for 2 very good centre-backs and a wing-back. So he's probably on the way out. If anything, I might drive him there off of the replacements I found. Matt says, Carsley was born over here but played for Ireland internationally. Didn't sing any national anthem as a player or manager. Not had a chance. Not good enough. I'm sorry, Desmanu. I am indeed. Chaser says, shame Stuart Pearce is 64. The England players look like they need scaring into a performance. So send in Psycho, Incy and Butcher. Tell you what, get Stuart Pearce at centre-back. Stick him in the back line. Right, get a ball across. Come on. Cecilia's, I think he was offside, but... There we go. Ball in. Cliffy's head. Come on. Oh, Cecilia's done well there. I thought he was going to get fouled, if I'm honest. Can we cross this football? Gonzalez! Oh, he's been very, very good. The thing is, we've got a really, really good new centre mid in Castagna. But I just can't start him at the moment because Gonzalez has been incredible. He's been incredible since Palmer's left. Zeep, how are we doing? Happy Thursday. Welcome in. I hope you've had a good week. Kazi also had a very good record with the youth teams. He's got experience of not bottling managing a semi-final when he's winning. That's very true. The only thing I'd say... Ball across the senior. There we go. The only thing I'd say is he looked very much out of his depth when he was in the interim role. But I feel like he was also fighting a losing battle because he was just off at the back of Southgate where there was heavy criticism of not being attacking enough. And he said, well, hold my beer then, and played every attacking player we had. If anything, it was almost like a swan song for Southgate. For me, it felt like he did something to prove to everyone that what Southgate was doing was probably the right thing. But yeah, I thought he looked out of his depth when he was in the interim role. Brian says, have you thought of doing a scouting video? I have not, because I don't think I'm very good at it, Brian, but I appreciate the suggestion. Cliff's under it. Too much under it. Chaser says, I'm just saying, I wouldn't dare half-ass it if I knew I had to walk into a locked room with those 3 at half-time. Very true. Very true indeed. I feel he knew he wasn't getting the gig, so just called up a load of under-21s. No, that's what I mean, yeah. I don't think that's how Carsley would have done it if he was the permanent manager. But I couldn't help but be very underwhelmed if I saw the news next week that we sacked Tuchel for Carsley to take the job. I would be very, very underwhelmed. I think there would be heavy criticism of the FA's decision with that. Carsley will play much more attacking football. Yeah, there's that. That much is clear. Yeah. Yeah. Chase says, let's be fair, Carsley took being England manager as seriously as James Corden would have done. Hey, we all saw that comic relief sketch. He's got a team talking him. By the way, can you play the song I requested? Yeah, I can indeed, my friend. I can indeed. Can't help. Saved your library. Also, Scubs, are you here for your quiz now that Matt's back? Matt, he wanted a challenge. He was waiting for you to be back to do the career path quiz. Right, as always, when someone adds a song to the playlist, we do play it. So, here we go. Up the town. Did we do the career path quiz we were waiting for Matt for yet? Not yet, but I also would wait for Scubs because his points are on the line. So, when Scubs is available, we will do said quiz. Sebastian, happy Thursday. How are we? I hope you're doing very, very well. We're nearly at the weekend, ladies and gentlemen. And another week closer to Slough and Salford. Right. I mean, I was just thinking what I've actually got planned for the weekend, and it was already revolving around football. But what is everyone up to this weekend? Anyone got any exciting plans? I still am quite looking forward to the weekend. I mean, I'll still watch the World Cup final, of course. And I mean, I probably will put myself through the turmoil of watching a game for second best loser and watch us get battered by France. But yeah, no. Off to the cinema this weekend. Looking forward to it. Odyssey, finally. Oh my word, Sebastian the Crab off of Disney. I hope he has the singing voice of him. This is a tune. It is indeed. It is indeed. Reminds me of Swindon. Do you know what? If I'm brutally honest, do you know the most heartbreaking bit for me when we go out of a tournament? Where I am so country over club when it comes to football. Like, this is my favourite football, international tournaments. It's just gutting now that it's 2 years. That's where I feel most down the day after going out of a tournament. I think I'd even have that low a couple of days after if we won a tournament. Because it's just now 2 years to wait until football I properly love again. By the way, I know it's an Elvis song, but I just think this version just fits it a bit better. I also think this version is a little bit more in keeping with sort of the stream vibe, Matt. So I appreciate you choosing this. Oh, excuse me. Elvis one's a little bit slower. Sebastian says, I watched an ugly game yesterday. As always, Argentinian win with a second division referee. It was an ugly game. I don't think the referee played a part, which I am happy about. I think we were our own downfall last night. Now, there's plenty of Nations League to get wound up. Yeah, I'm not sure. They're still glorified friendlies in my books. That's what I mean. It fits better for the stream. I agree, Matt. I agree. Right, I think we'll make some changes here. 20 minutes. Let's bring on Castagno. Texeira's knackered, but I am going to go with Gonzalez. We'll go Castagno there. Sequeda can come on for Lacey today. And then I'll leave it at that, I think. I'll leave it at that. You wouldn't be saying that if you were in the final. What's that, sorry? What, the Nations League? Oh, I'm still not a fan of the Nations League. Oh, what, in the final of the Nations? Sorry, I'm with you. I thought you meant I wouldn't be saying that about the Nations League if we were in the World Cup final. Oh, no, Zeke, yeah, 100%. 100%. I'm a hypocrite that way. It's like the Johnson's Paint Trophy or the Papa John's Trophy or the Pizza Cup, whatever you call it. Couldn't care less about it in the group stages when Swindon are playing against Premier League under-23s. Now, if we get to Wembley, I'll have my half and half scarf. The Nations League has a final. Yeah, it goes to semi and final, doesn't it? We lost in... Did we lose in a final? Or was it a semi-final? Quite a few years ago. Penalties against Holland, wasn't it? Half and half scarf? I'm only kidding, Matt. I wouldn't do it. Yeah, was it? We lost... It was on penalties to Holland, wasn't it? If I remember rightly. We were in a knockout. Portugal, sorry. We played... Was it a final, Desmania? Did we play Holland in a semi-final and then we lost to Portugal? This is a song played at Birmingham games. What, this? Mr. Blue Sky? Makes sense, I guess. Just makes me think of Guardians of the Galaxy. Sebastian says, I'm not disappointed of the defeat. I'm strongly annoyed at Didier Deschamps. You don't play against Spain with only 2 midfielders, while Spain have no striker and 4 pure midfielders. I hope Zidane will do better. Is Zidane going to be the France manager, is he? Chase says, I'll be honest, I don't care what you call it. It's a friendly with a stupid name. Is there even a prize for it? Pride, I'd assume. Desmanio says, I don't really know. I didn't care much at the time. Automatic Euros play says, yeah, but we essentially have that. Well, I guess if you're winning the Nations League, you have that really anyway, don't you? You have that really anyway. I do like how the qualifications happening. Sorry, the auto qualifications happening this time round, though. For the host nations, isn't it the two automatic? I see that pop up.
Breaking news! From sources close the English FA, reports are coming through that Tuchel could be sacked after losing in the World Cup semi-final to Argentina, and to be replaced by the underwhelming one word from Edinburgh City, even though he's done okay.
Underwhelming wasn't really needed there, was it? That felt personal. Bongo, thank you very much for the bits. Thank you for the bits. Yeah, no, sorry. The qualification, I quite like it. So it's what? The host nations, the two that don't qualify are getting put in it, aren't they? I like that. I like that a lot. But I'm 500% for Spain now. I don't like gangsters team from South America. Bit rude of a fish to say that. Yeah, it would have been fine if it was a bear, but the audacity of a fish. Zeep says, either take it seriously and try and win it and build a winning mentality in the... either take it seriously and try and win it and build a winning mentality in the national squad, or don't and lose semi-finals underwhelmingly. I see what you mean. I mean, definitely it's the type of thing that... It would just break the feeling of not being able to win things, wouldn't it? Amazing. Not a word too many or too few. Bongo's nailed those things. Thank you again for the bits, Bongo. I really do appreciate that. What is your team? What is your team? Love your stream. Brian, thank you very much for the kind words. I appreciate that. If you are enjoying it, hit the subscribe button over there on YouTube. It is completely free to do so. And anyone that is, if you're not already, I would very much appreciate you subscribing to the YouTube channel. I'm trying my best to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. It's rather ambitious. I'm not sure if we'll do it, but we can only hope. So if you're not already, if you could do that, you would make an old man smile. By the way, I'm home now. Oh, good, Bongo. Any news? I'm hoping for positive. Hopefully all positive. My team, though, Brian, if you mean who I support Swindon. And I can tell from your profile picture, I'm assuming you're a Spurs fan. I was at the Tottenham Stadium on Monday, actually. Going to make dinner and lurk? You know, devil's in the detail, Mr. Scotsman. If you're still here, what is for dinner? Steve says exactly, go and prove you can win something. 100%. Around 2 hours sleep in the last 37 hours, Bongo. Get your feet up. Get yourself maybe a warm drink and get yourself some sleep. Since you asked so nicely, Viva, thank you very much for tuning in over on YouTube. Multi-platform support. I do appreciate it. Plenty. What is in like the kitchen wipes or? Sebastian says, to be fair, I'm disgusted by this World Cup. It's probably the last one I will watch. I'm selling my TV. Sebastian, I'm all for letting out how you feel. I do think that might be a little bit drastic. I'm not sure it's the television's fault. Mr. Scott says, homemade pizza in the outdoor pizza oven. You little flirt. D-Boy plays over on YouTube. Double Josh. Is it too much, Josh? I think there definitely is too much, Josh. I reckon we might be there at 1, let alone 2. Thank you for the multi-platform support. I do appreciate it. Chase says, so all 4 nations have to qualify and the 2 auto places are a consolation prize. That's a bit silly. Ireland and Wales are both just hoping Scotty McTominay shows up in qualifying. Sorry, I'm confused by that. I thought it's if they didn't qualify, they get auto qualified, right? And the 2 auto places are a consolation prize. Wait, no, maybe we're agreeing. I'm not sure. My understanding is that, say England and Scotland qualify through the qualifiers, Ireland and Wales get given qualification. Vivi says, what is this too much Josh you speak of? Ask Mrs. A1. Mum's now on the ward, but only in an assessment part of the ward with recliners, but the right steps to get the help she needs. Oh, well, that's a good positive step, at least. Well, hopefully, yeah. I mean, fingers crossed. But I do hope for more positive news, Bongo. Miss Scotsman says, yeah, so if England don't qualify, they will get a place. Yes, you are correct. She says, yeah, so the only way both Wales and Ireland qualify is if Scotland and England qualify. And I guess if they don't qualify themselves. Yeah, I'd guess so. What happens if more than 2 don't qualify? What happens at that point? Brian says, Swindon are a sleeping giant. Unfortunately, Brian, I think it's a coma, not sleeping. Ionic Club says the only way we are going to get to a World Cup final is to fire a nuclear bomb at Argentina, Germany, Italy, France, Brazil, so we don't have to face them in semi-finals. Ionic Club, I think that might be a little bit drastic, but if we were going to go down that route, what about Spain? Chase says, seems daft. If all 4 qualify automatically, can we donate a spot to Northern Ireland? The 2 nearest get it. Right, I'm with you. Then I guess best 2. That would make sense, wouldn't it? That would make sense. Right, we won a football game. We won a football game. So did Celtic, so we're still only 4 points clear, but we beat Hibs. That's good. That keeps them at bay. Us and Celtic are running away with this, by the way. So we are now, what is that, 19 points clear of third. Wow. We are, what is that? 25 points clear of the split. I'm not sure that's going to be happening, Jack. We're absolutely flying. But Northern Ireland aren't included now as they aren't hosting any games. I see, okay. I think England lost not because of its players, but because of the coaches. Sebastian, I think there's shared blame to be had. I think Tuchel got a lot of his decisions wrong. I think the changes he made were wrong. I think tactically, the mentality after conceding was wrong. But I do not think Tuchel could be blamed for leaving Enzo Fernandez to shoot yet again on the edge of the box. I don't think Tuchel's instruction would have been to not press. And I think there was too much room afforded to Messi on the wide area. I know there was talk on Twitter, and I don't agree with it, that there was a potential very soft foul from Messi on Spence. I don't think there was, but if you watch, I don't know why Spence delays. I think he needs to get up, and that's the sort of moments that in a World Cup semi-final win and lose you a game. Why he decides to wait, and I don't know if he can't decide if he wants to appeal for a foul or not, but that split second gave Messi an extra half a yard of space, and he whips in a world-class delivery, and we lose the game. Maybe at Tesco on the way back. What'd you get, Jack? Jay says, sad we can't cheekily have a group game at Windsor Park like Uruguay get to pretend they're hosting 2030. Brian says, have Swindon got rid of their owner? I know the fans don't like him. No, we haven't. It's very split, I think. Well, I mean, more dislike than don't. But I'm going to be the unpopular opinion, and I know Chasen and Jack will crucify me for it. But I'm not hugely negative about Clem. Sebastian says Enzo Fernandez must have been fire in the 3rd minute with a red card. Ionic Club says Bellingham may receiving a ban for the France match. What, for slapping Barco? Wave says I've moved on from football. What is it now, Wave? Cricket. Desmanu says Jack probably bought more beer. Oi, oi, Frenchie says, oi, oi. How are we, Frenchie? Happy Thursday. I hope you're doing very, very well. Yeah, Jack's not a fan of Clem. Chase says, to be fair, he wants nearly 20 million for a club that's worth less than 5, so he's not going anywhere. Yeah, to be fair, he'd want his money back, though, wouldn't he? Darts for Wave. Okay, solid. Jack says, bought a bag of pinballs and Jaffa cakes for work tomorrow. Pinballs aren't. Pinballs are for tonight. Matt says, the point about players not closing players down and not winning headers is what I'm saying. The players deserve some of the blame. I agree, Matt. Yeah, shared blame. I think that's the case mostly in football. I think it's coaches are always going to be the one to get the blame, but I think there's moments on a football pitch that aren't. Tuchel couldn't win the header at the back stick, could he? I mean, if he did, I'd be quite impressed, but... football? What football? Yeah, what's a football, Frenchie? Ionic Club says for slapping, Barco. Pinballs are being eaten right now. Go on, Jack. I haven't had pinballs in ages. Wave says, bring on the new league season. Chase says, I've just sort of accepted he's here to stay, like Farage or herpes. That is quite the comparison. As long as nobody dies and the club's in business, it is what it is. Yeah, I think that's a good way of looking at it. Coexist, if nothing less. Did you have a few beverages last night? Not a few. I was driving. I was on the 0%ers, which was probably for the best. Well, definitely for the best as I was driving. I don't mean probably for the best. I mean that drink driving is illegal. I mean probably for the best in terms of my mood. Does Manu says, so Matt's back. Is it time for the quiz? We're just waiting for Scubs. Or did I miss it already? Or is Scubs not here now? No, Scubs isn't here at the moment. Ryan says, Spence took a knock before the second goal. He did, but he was also very quick to get back on it. But that's what I mean. But I'm not saying necessarily he's to blame. But split seconds like that win and lose you a game at that level. Jack says, I feel the most disconnected with the club than I ever have. I'll still watch every game, but I won't get the same buzz as I used to. That's fair enough. I mean, I still think this is better than Power. and our club being driven to potential administration. Web said, did you see sources were trying to get all of the RG footballers playing in England banned? I didn't see that wave, no. It sounds crazy. Iron Clough says, I think every EPL club should sell any RG players they have on their roster. The Premier League shouldn't be an out to apply their dirty football. I don't think that's fair. Not a fan of Enzo's wave. Does Manu says Spence was one of the few to come out of that tourney with any credit, to be fair. I am the first to admit that I had my hands up. I was hugely critical of Spence after the first game. I thought he was dreadful, and I thought he got better every single game. And I think last night he was our best player. I think he was the best player on the pitch for us. I thought he had a fantastic game. Jack says, I can't comment on Power, to be fair, but I still think the Clem ownership will end badly. Do you think? Jack says, maybe not as bad as what Power did. Well, no, I mean, we literally were moments away from the club dying. I had a huge hatred for Spence after Norway and Argentina. What happened in Norway and Argentina to make you dislike Spence? Because if anything, I feel like those games have swayed his opinion massively positive for me. That tackle got celebrated in the pub as much as the goal did. Oh no, wait! I hated him before. Right, I'm with you, Wave. Okay, so it's changed. So for me, yeah, I think he was very, very out of his depth in the first game. I think he improved every game, and I thought he was incredible last night. I think Gordon was very, very poor in the group stage. I think him being benched was the kick up the backside that led him to having a really, really good knockout stage. Bellingham, of course, comes away as the best player at the tournament for us. Kane, I think, had an underwhelming tournament. I know he scored 6 goals, but that's to be expected. Like that's par for the course for Kane. And apart from that, I don't think there were any other standout good tournaments. Now, Ivan Toney was the best player on the pitch, made a great impact. We nearly saw as many minutes striker for Dan Burn than we did Toney and Watkins. Jack says, and Holloway getting sent off in a friendly has not helped me. Brian says, who is the Swindon manager? Have you thought of a Swindon save? I haven't. Well, I've tried a Swindon save. I don't really play much off stream or off of YouTube, Brian. So I don't really play many personal saves. But a Swindon manager is Ian Holloway, Brian. Wave says, I meant now he's one of my top 5 defenders right now. Okay. Just shows that he hasn't changed. I mean, from what I've read, I don't know where the truth was, but the ball was booted point blank into his face. I'd want to punch someone if they did that to me. Wave said, why Toney, though? Guys in Saudi, Ollie Watkins deserve more time. Yeah. As Manu says, measured against expectations, Spence player of the tourney. From an England team perspective. I still think it has to go to Bellingham. I do still think I get what you're saying, does Manu, if we're going from him being expected here and him performing here, but I think Bellingham he single-handedly won us games. Kai says, I just think Kane is out of it now. He kept tracking back, but then he's not there in the centre when we get there. He can't run like he used to. Kai, I completely agree, and I think there's merit to Kane just playing deeper. I think there's merit to that, because I do think now we're losing out on not having him having a number 9 just there. But who do you have? Chaser says, like the way I feel about Town now, wanting to go and watch or not is about 40% the club situation and 60% the safety thing. I'll go if my dad wants to go. I'd go if, say, Josh or Liam or one of the boys was going and asked, but on my own, absolutely not safe, would die. What in particular is unsafe? Sorry, I don't mean that from a place of disagreeing. Maybe it's potential naivety, but I've never felt unsafe at a Swindon game. I'm just curious as to what that is. That isn't a disagreement. Watkins new striker? No, I don't. Watkins isn't necessarily young. I think when Kane goes, I don't think Watkins far behind him. Jude was nearly in tears yesterday. Felt so bad for him. He's a young lad. But you expect Bellingham to be our best player, and yes, he delivered, but Spence over. I would agree, Desmanu. I would. I just think Bellingham, for me, it has to be our player of the tournament. Out of interest, why would you die at a Swindon game? Wave says, I'm praying Madueke actually learns how to play football. He's useless. He's very dangerous when driving. I think his decision-making and end product is borderline non-existent. That's probably harsh, but I said it. Desmanu says, but Jude is an absolute hero, no denying. To be fair, I never feel unsafe at Town. Wave says, Jude, for the past 2 cups, has been a hero 100%. Jack, I make others feel unsafe. Well, there's your answer. Jack set the game. That Bicey during the Euros, yeah, he's a moment's man. Better says, I understand, Jack. He's been offering Holloway, and Holloway would kick his teeth in. Brian says, Holloway is a top manager. I do like Holloway. Offering Holloway out, yeah, I'm with you. Chase says, I'm a trans girl at the football in Swindon. Last time I went on my own, I got punched and spat at by town fans, so I don't feel safe there unless I've got someone I know will tell people to grow up, you know. Well, that's completely understandable. As I said, that's why, I mean, I was interested in a reason. Because, yeah, I mean, it's easy for me to say I don't feel unsafe, but I don't have a reason to. I mean, that's awful, Jason. That is indeed 100%, and I completely understand why you'd feel unsafe. And that's, yeah, awful thing to hear about my football club, to be honest. I mean, I'd like to say that there are idiots at any football game, but I mean, we're hearing about it at Swindon, and that actually, yeah, makes me feel a certain way about the club, really. It's just, yeah, horrible to hear. Holloway for England, says Desmano. Josh for England manager, says Wave. I mean, if we're going off of my England playthrough on stream, I wouldn't. Jack says, you plan to go this season? I'll go at points, but it'll be similar to how it was this year, because I stream on Saturdays, and as much as I do enjoy going to town, I really enjoy this, and I'm quite happy with how I have it set up. When's the FM26 World Cup mode disappearing? I assume it won't, Wave. I assume it won't. Right, by the way, we've got Oscar Jimenez joining us. Right wing back. A lot to like. 45 grand a week. Free agent. Welcome to the club. Welcome to the club. Got to rerun it with England and make sure I'm beating Argentina every time. Yeah, I mean, if we're going off of the ratings, he's 4-star. Johnston's 3. Johnston's been very good, so we're not in a huge rush there. But I think now Tobias can probably move on, which is sad because Tobias has been fantastic for us, but he is aging. So we'll see if we can get any money for him. We offer him up for 500k. I mean, we spent 4.5 million on him. But we got many, many good year out of him. I find a way there for a couple of games. Where am I? Sorry. Jack says, my dad said he's not going this season at all. Said that for the past 3 seasons and persuaded him to go every season. Jack says, I probably will go at some point this season, but if it's a case of if I do, it's because my old man wants to go, or I might message Josh or Jack or Liam from my mod team and see if any of the guys fancy it first. I mean, I'm not expecting you to throw fish for me, but it's more safety in numbers. Yeah, 100%. Well, no, and completely understand your viewpoint on what you've said of yeah, I don't see who would feel safe in that situation. I think that's completely justified. And as I said, just really, really sort of, I can't even think of the word I'm looking for, but like, just rubbish to hear about the club, really. Ignore that message. What message are we ignoring? Let's spend some money. Does Manu like it? Calisthenics says, I think it's time England find a new world-class keeper better than Pickford. Unfortunately, Calisthenics, I mean, as much as I personally have the unpopular opinion, and if Mr. Scotsman is back from his dinner, he will very much unfollow. I think that it's time to go elsewhere from Pickford, but it's not as easy as just finding a world-class goalkeeper. I thought Pickford was great for England last night. He made a brilliant save. But I think it's time to look elsewhere. Set to move for Al Nassr, 15 million. They're saying Hardy set to go. Is Hardy still here? Hardy is still here. What regens do we have for renaming? Does Manu? If we wait till the end of January, I mean, we do have some, but if we wait till the end of January, we'll have a proper idea of who's going to be in the team. But Isidro Gonzalez is great. I mean, Cecilia plays a lot. Yeah, so Cecilia, Isidro Gonzalez, Juan Manuel Alvarez, Pablo Ramirez in goal, Volta Inga, Alexander Castaño, Jean Carlos Sequeira, Darko Morales, Colin Smith, Oscar Jimenez, Chris Patterson. We've got a lot. Those people who do that, though lamely, will be the same people who go around trying to be a so-called hooligan. That's what I mean. That's the only sort of, well, not saving grace of the situation. There isn't one, but I just mean as in saving grace of an opinion of the club is that I think there are ridiculous idiots like that at every club. Naguib's not going to be joining us at the end of the season. He has decided to go to Fiorentina instead from Roma, so he wants to stay in Italy. Can't blame him. Joe says, I mean, it's not so much on the club as it is the stewards and fans. This is what I mean. It's perspective, you know. Like I think if most town fans heard someone being racist or whatever, they'd say something. But then you have different percentages for different levels of that. Yeah, exactly. That's it. And it's the same thing, isn't it? But I agree with what you're saying. It's almost looked at differently. But yeah, I guess you go 15 years back and it'd be the same thing where you'd see similar to what you've dealt with, but in a racial situation. Both are disgusting. It's just awful regardless. The stewards at town are the most pathetic excuse of a human being I've ever seen. Wow. Okie dokie, will bide my time, does Manu, waiting. Atta says, I won't be back. I died in the sun. I hope you're okay, Atta. It's no joke out there at 36 degrees. Jack says, what was for dinner? I had fajitas. And we'll open that up to the room. What is everyone having for their Thursday night dinner? I had fajitas, but I had them very, very early, so I'm going to have to eat something later. Brian says, who do England replace Pickford with? I would be saying Trafford at the moment. I would be saying Trafford. But I'd want him playing first team football. No offers for Dutch McScrunge, you say? Why is that? Aren't prepared to meet the asking price. Would they pay about £8 million? Go Ahead Eagles would pay about 2.1. He's not going anywhere for that. We had pasta bolognese and garlic bread. Lovely. Oh, nice. Got pizza. What's on it, Jack? Thomas says just using up what is left, I think. And what's that looking like, Thomas? What's it looking like? Right. A 9.8 for Sequeda. Training, by the way. Sausage rolls, scrambled eggs and beans. Okay. Chicken, broccoli, and 4 scrambled eggs. Health is wealth. Health is wealth. This is Matt. Replace Pickford with a blow-up doll. I on it, do you think? Margarita and pepperoni. There's 2 different things, but okay. I've not heard it referred to as that. Would that not just be a that's fair enough, I appreciate it. Right, okay. Is that not just a pepperoni pizza? Would that not just be called a pepperoni pizza? Just a bit of stuff in the fridge with some salad. Nice. Code Brown, Josh is streaming. 40 and Bay. Not sure I'll take that. How are we? Happy Thursday. I hope you're doing very, very well. Seeing bedders on Saturday? Jealous. Jealous. You're a lucky man. We bought £59 million this summer. £59 million. That's crazy money. Margarita is a tomato and basil pizza with mozzarella. Oh, did you mean 2 different types of pizza, Jack? Because that would make more sense. I thought you meant on the one pizza. That's what I was thinking at. I was thinking, surely that's just pepperoni. Does Manu says, satay, chicken skewers, and rice for the Manos. That is lovely. Always eating well. Matt says, Josh, you can see bedders almost whenever you like. Seriously, I've got them locked in the basement. You weren't even aware. Calisthenic says, do you think Rodri is now top 10 DM of all time, or can you name 10 better than him? I think there'd be an argument for him to be there. I think it'd take me some thinking to come up with 10. Speaking of, can I have a daily glass of water, please? You know the rules. Stop speaking. Quick tip, if you punch someone in the face, they usually won't hassle you again. It's one way of looking at it. Yeah, 2 different pizzas. Right. Okay, people are offering for Tobias 450k. I'll take it. I'll take it. No, Scubs, we're waiting for you. I would never put a quiz up that someone has redeemed without them being here. So let me know when you're ready. Let me know when you're ready and we will get it on the screen. Right, let's do the... Still not fit. Can you keep him at the club? Not talking about that at the moment. Bex, how we doing? Happy Thursday. I hope you've had a brilliant week. I don't want to answer that. Yeah, we're good. Shea Lacey's good at football. Not talking about the team sheet. Hang on. How have I not followed you yet? I thought you were, Bex. I thought you were. I won't take it personally. Don't worry. I can't be everyone's cup of tea. But I hope you're doing well, Bex. Thank you for tuning in. Scubs, are you ready for the quiz? You ready for the quiz? And then we've got a Wikipedia path as well. We need to get to Lemonade in how many clicks, Jack? How many clicks am I getting for that? 5 to get to Lemonade. I think that's harsh. I think that's harsh. Yeah, I'm good. Thanks. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear it. Jay says, sadly, Scubs from experience. Not true. Tends to be the fight back when stuff goes down. I'm the one that gets pulled up. And then, well, that is, yeah, sorry to hear that, Jason. Castagne says, I heard a few blokes say he's better than Busquets, but I told them the reason that Busquets doesn't have a Ballon d'Or is because he played in the Messi-Ronaldo era. Go for it, come on. Right, okay, the quiz is coming onto the screen in 3, 2, 1. There you go. So it's Aston Villa, Watford on loan, Sheffield Wednesday on loan. Those are your teams. Beck says, week has been okay so far. Today's been nice and chilled. Thursday's my day off because I work Saturdays. Well, that's very nice. I hope that you have had an enjoyable day off. And I'm glad the week's been going well. It's got a little bit cooler as well, hasn't it? It's a little bit more manageable. A little bit more manageable. It's not Roy Kent. It's not Cleverly. It's not Bannon. Jesus, that's a psychopathic one. Desmanio has got it correct. Desmanio has got it correct. It is Gabriel Agbonglahor. It is indeed. I am 9th with Norwich in the new season in December. Okay, Alexander's doing decent. It is Gabriel Agbonglahor, who Matt apparently isn't a fan of. Still have to do late dog walks. Oh, yeah, 100%. Good for the doggos. Going early or late, isn't it? Glad I didn't say his name. Is he like Voldemort in the Matt household, is he? After finishing 11th last season, that's progress. Gabby Agbo. It is indeed Gabby Agbonglahor. Does Manu first to get there? Right. The thing is, we almost need Dutch McScrunge to leave now. So Leicester are in for him. Oh, they've gone 25 million. They've gone 25. We asked for 30. Leicester in the Prem. They've got to be in the Prem, haven't they? Danny Ings is manager. How's the Pokemon card addiction going? Beck, so I haven't actually... I mean, you're gonna still think this is bizarre, and it just shows that the addiction hasn't fully kicked off, because you'll never guess what. Still got the wrapper on. Still got the wrapper on. Not opened it at all yet. I know, clearly not fully addicted yet, but no, it's on Saturday streams that I'm gonna be opening it. So this Saturday will be the first one. Saturday will be the first one. Who is Agbo? Gabby Agbonglahor, Scubs. The fact TalkSport employee him tells you what you need to know. Desmania says, I don't want to waste typing his full name. I knew what you meant, Desmania. Nerd. Says that it is disgraceful, Bex. I'm itching to get going. Scubs says, should wait till I went and could get 2 boxes for that price. Well, Scubs, if you want to bring them back, I'll send you the money. No FM on Saturday? Oh, there will be FM. I'm just going to open Pokemon packs. On Saturday streams, I'm going to be starting off by opening Pokemon packs at the start. Just says, hey, once you get nicked, stick it up for yourself. You sort of just realise that your choices are keep yourself safe until you or accept the... Yeah, that's not the way. Not a way to live, that, unfortunately. That is, yeah, horrible to hear. Kermit says it will kick in once they take that wrapper off. I know, Kermit. It's a slippery slope. Jay says Agbonglahor is far from the worst person on TalkSport.
No, I think it's normal, when you take
Kermit's here. But it is, yeah, exactly. Best polished. Matt says, decided to only turn up versus us Never versus anyone else. Was still Villa's top striker in the Prem with 74 goals or something before Watkins took him over. Yeah, he scored a lot of goals. Well, Jack, yeah, first of all, chill out. But what are you on about? What are you on about? Calisthenics says, oh, the Wikipath, right, yeah. Calisthenics says, I can't believe Leicester City are now in League One. It's crazy. What do you think of their downfall? It is crazy. It is crazy indeed. Right, career path quiz, Scubs didn't get, so let's take those points. We've added Matt's song, so we'll take those points. Leave the Foot was gone. And then we need to do the Wikipedia pass. Right, okay. Let's get over here. Right, here we are. Wikipedia. So I think 5 is harsh. I'm gonna push back on the 5 shout. I think I should be allowed more than 5 to get to Lemonade. What do we think? I think 5 feels harsh. 7 I can agree with. Everyone said 7. We've got Monica Geller in the chat. Right, okay, 7 to get to Lemonade. Chase says, hard to be impressed by Leicester's double relegation. If Swindon could do it, how impressive is it, really? Oh, you got relegated twice. Oh, relegation friends. That's deep friends lore, it is indeed. Beck says, I went to town today and went to the Pokemon card shop and got a couple, but nothing big. I also bought a new bag, and when I cleared out the old one, I found some in there I bought the other week. Do you get, like, specific cards, do you, Bex, or do you mean packs, or... I'm at the point that I buy that many, I forget about them. Just find them everywhere. It's like when you go in an old jeans pocket, you're just pulling out a Bulbasaur. That's a great reference, actually. 7! Don't forget about Luton Town. Self-Life. How could we? How could we? Right, so Lemonade is going to be a tough one. Where on earth do I even start to get to Lemonade? I don't even know where we could go here. Dave, how are you doing? Doing good in Football Manager. We've currently got a Wikipedia path here. We've got 7 clicks to get from Swindon Town to Lemonade. Scub says the missus is on the hunt for the Daft Pikachu exclusive plushie things, so I'll definitely be going to the stores. If you want something, I'll do my best. Scubs, I wouldn't want to put you through any stress. I wouldn't worry about it, mate. Calisthenics says, because at a point they were considered the best teams to ever go down when they were in the Premier League. Spurs nearly outdid them, though. They did. Bedders thinks he knows the route. Parsborough says, surely there's a great Swindon lemonade factory in 1902. Jack says, did anyone actually manage to get you on a wiki path? I feel like maybe I didn't get the first ever one, but I've got them all since. Didn't we have a kit once that was lemon yellow? That should get us there. Right. I don't know if that was a play on words anyway, but no hints and help, ladies and gentlemen. Beck says, I do all kinds. I'm collecting Flareons and Eevees, but then also have a few sets on the go from packs I've bought. Then I've got a Pokédex binder where I'm collecting a common for each Pokemon with the bulk I get. That's a really cool way of doing it. That's what I mean. So I've started, if anyone is interested, by the way, I have started a YouTube channel. So if you go on mine, it is at the bottom of my normal YouTube channel for Pokemon cards. But it's going to be exactly trying to learn what I want to do, if I'm honest. I know nothing about it. I don't know what I want my collection to be, but I'm going to document it all on there. We shouldn't be helping. No hints and helps. Should be able to sweep this one aside. I like it, Dave. No one help. I got him for hero. Need some of the Pokemon Hue Forges, Bongo. Don't you start. Don't you flirting again. Pokemon Talk is much more interesting than FM Talk. Bex, there's an argument for it. Alexander says, don't forget about Wolves and Sunderland double relegation. There you go. Right, so that has done this in 4. To get to Lemonade. I wonder if there's a page of Milk on here. Chasing's got it easy in 4 as well. I just don't even really know where to start. Robin? Yeah, that's what, I just don't even know where to go from here. Yeah, don't answer that yet. Don't answer that yet. Alexander says, I'm also going to Anfield. I got told yesterday when I am in Liverpool. Love that, Alexander. I'm thinking Arkle's Brewery could be a way to go, since we then end up in the sort of realms of liquids. I just don't know where else we could go. Like, I feel like it'd be really niche to go somewhere football related and end up at Lemonade. Right, good sir, I'm going to head off for this evening and probably get an early night. I think it's well needed. Get a good night's sleep, Bongo. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for the bits. And get yourself some rest. Jason says you can do it in 3. I think. Morial, how are we doing? Happy Thursday. Welcome in. Yeah, 4. Was hoping for 3 but couldn't get it. I am going to go down this route. I'm going to go over to Arkle's Brewery. This was a terrible idea. This was a terrible, terrible idea. Awful, awful idea. Or is it? Or is it? I'm thinking, do I go beer and see if then on that page we can get like a shandy? It's the only thing we can do here. It's the only thing we can do without using another one to get back to Alexander. We might not let you in. Bex, thank you for tuning in over on YouTube. Multi-platform support. I do appreciate it. Right, did they... At what point did they start? Was it the Egyptians that first put lemonade in? Or maybe the Celts? I don't know. I don't think making it. Varieties could be a shout here. Pale lagers. No, no, no. What we need is we need a shandy somewhere. What's wrong with a shandy? Ooh. Soft drinks could be the next click, but I'm going to see if I can get there any better. I'm going to see if I can get there. Condition the beer, draft, packaging. You sign James Rodriguez, Calisthenics says. I am in season 13. I think James Rodriguez is probably coaching in mine, I'd imagine. I don't think health effects. No, I reckon. See, there probably is going to be a reference here. My bad, mate, I didn't know. Hey, no worries, Calisthenics. No worries. White's lemonade. Lemonade. Hey. Imagine secret. What on earth just happened there, Desmanu? Because that gave me a headache. I reckon there probably is going to be something better on here, but I am going to go. Can you chill out cooking, please? I want my points. It's an old advert and autocorrect. Oh, right, okay. I'm going to go down the route of... Where did we see soft drinks? Fat Nige, how we doing? The only way I want a Pokemon card channel would be if its purpose was to make a bonfire out of them. Not a fan then, Nige, no? How we doing? Happy Thursday. What is in a blend of beer with whiskey? Why wouldn't we have it of a blend with lemonade? Instead of soft drinks and some score. I reckon we're going to go... Insta-ban that, says Bex. Back over to Twitch to make sure that was said. Yeah, I'm going to go soft drinks. And then surely we get lemonade here. Surely. Lemon, first of all. Carbonated drinks. Ginger ale, colas. We're going to get lemonade here. I'm double screening Bex. I appreciate that. That might be too much A1 though. We got Schweppes there. How have we got Schweppes before lemonade, or have we not? Ah, there we go. Carbonated lemonade. Oh no, that's our white's lemonade, so I will just go to the normal lemonade. There you go. Boom. Did it in 4. You could have done this in 5. I've been robbed. Either way, I got it. Is it a different YouTube channel to this then? Bex, it is, yeah. So on there, I think if you scroll down on the main page, it should be a link to the second channel. I'm quite happy with the the picture I've got, the profile picture, whatever you call it. Hey, whatever, I'll get you soon. I don't know what way to go really. Like, what's the best way to go to make that even harder? FM26, there we go. Right, there we go. Let me steal those points. Those points are mine. We need to give better ones. You took an interesting route anyway, not through EFL Cup to Coca-Cola. Moriel, good shout. Okay. So that was... Yeah, that is a good shout. I thought that would have been the way to go. It's tricky for us to pick something achievable, but hard. I know. Alexander, thank you very much for subscribing. I appreciate that. No, I appreciate you keeping it, yeah, within the realms of doable, Bedders. I do appreciate that. Right, so I wanted 30 million for him. I went Wiltshire, England, Culture of England, Lemonade. Oh, really? It was in there. That's interesting. Right, I want 20 million up front, because that's going to more than cover the signings we'd make. There's that handsome man. It's the mirror again, Gamby. Come on. You're looking the wrong way. Turn around. Yeah, now that's me. How are we, Gamby? How are we doing? We need to sack these stewards, by the way. We've got a streaker on the pitch. Sight for sore eyes. 3 stream streak from Gamby. Thank you for the company. I appreciate it. How are we, Gamby? How was the rest of the stream earlier also? Oh, we have to keep it in the realm of doable. Damn. I like the other YouTube profile pic. Bex, I was really happy with how it came out. I can't take credit. It's AI jobby. Of course it is. But you can, in theory, do any 2 pages in under 6. I'd like to think so. I'd like to think so. Turn around. Right. Oh, you weren't going for that. It was very good, thanks. I'm glad to hear it. Bex says, I like what you did with the name too. Do you see what I did? Because my name is A1 Ward. Because my name's A1 Ward, I did A1 card. Because of the cards. So it's like A1 Ward. But the W's a C. Because of the Pokemon cards. It's a bit of a thinker. I'm not sure everyone will get that. I'm glad you got that one, Bex. I'm glad. It proves the rule of 6 degrees of separation. You're a lyrical genius. A1 chord. Makes sense. Because you're... Right. Oh, okay. Nice mansplain there. Whoa. I didn't mean that. I'm not mansplaining. It was more for bedders. Yeah, you're at a beat me. Right, okay. Harvey, how we doing? Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. How are we, you hero? Right, after league appearances, I want 5 million. And we can bring that down to 5 million. And percentage of profit from next sale, I want 30%. Actually, no. How old is he? 25. No, I want percentage of next sale. 20%. 15. No, I'm going to say 20. I'm currently hiding at work because I can't be bothered. Harvey, it gets like that. I hope you're doing well, though. What time are you finishing? It was earlier today, was it not? I keep forgetting, Harvey. I do apologise. Beat me both metaphorically, theoretically, and physically. That is, you steady on. 11, mate. We're nearly there. Harv. Nearly there. Right. Okay. So 20 million up front, 5 million in a year's time, 5 million when he plays 20 times for Leicester, and we get 20% of his next sale. I don't mind that. 30% of our profit does go to AZ Alkmaar. We signed him for 2.8 million. Getting there slowly, but I got kebab for dinner. Love it, Harvey. Sold. That's 30 plus right there. GG's. Are you on TikTok too? Is that what... I'm assuming that's what Is that TikTok? I am for Football Manager stuff, Beck. So I'm not sure. It would be of a huge amount of interest to you. I'm just being honest. I mean, I'd love for you to go over there and give it a follow, but I wouldn't want your algorithm being ruined by Football Manager content. I haven't set anything up for the Pokemon stuff. I'm undecided whether I'm going to do a TikTok for that as well. I probably should. Blair, hello again. Hello there. Right, we're going to accept that. Can you give me a team in Europe to rebuild, please, mate? From Harvey. I would say Schalke's always a good shout. Deportivo La Coruña. It's already ruined because of McKinn's anyway. Oh, well then get over there. Get over there and follow. We're 4 points clear. No, sorry, we're 3 points clear now of Celtic, but we have a game in hand. I'll do the Spanish one when I get home. Love that, Harvey. Dynamo Moscow, says Desmania. Scub says, going through my football shirt collection as I'm moving again. Matt, you want this Aston Villa FA Cup final shirt? Tim Sherwood on the back. Ex-Town manager. Ajax have been poor of late. Very true. They have indeed. Especially by their lofty standards. Parma and Palermo. Two good options. Baby. Lazy Ben, if you're here, I'm sure he's tapping his toes. We've got Lurkin. Lurkin's joining us now. Daniel Lurkin, he has fantastic moustache. It is January though, Daniel. I'm not sure if I reckon his Movember just went so well that he kept it. He got extra 15 likes on each selfie he posted on Instagram, and a compliment from a random female in the coffee shop, and he just didn't shave it off. A right-footed left back. Dan, sometimes your observance, okay, can be frustrating. I would have happily not even noticed that. Getting caught up in the details again, are we? No, that's fine. I hope. He's fairly strong on his left foot. Can you train that? I haven't even signed him yet, so. Outside of the boot? Yeah, that's a thing now. Let me write all these teams down. I'm giving you a follow, and I'll give you a clip to watch when they come up to help your algorithm, Bex. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. Especially, even more so, that it's not necessarily something you're interested in. So I do appreciate that, Bex. Thank you. Hi, good sir. James, how are we doing? Happy Thursday. Welcome in. I hope you're doing fantastically well. Anyone got any other teams? What a lovely stash. Exactly that. It was indeed. Right, we'll sign him. He's in. That's our first of the replacements of Dutch McScrunge. Dan has chosen to name a new gen. Might it be Daniel Lurkin? Is not only is it getting it's getting an applause as well. That is phenomenal work there, D-boy. That is. He is going to be called Lurkin the wrong way. And I love it. I love it more than anything. Does anyone know on a keyboard how I would put this O on? Can I do that, or am I not Scandinavian enough? Most of the streamers I watch play FM, but never played it myself. Is it something you'd be interested at all, Bex, or is just... The thing is with Football Manager is, and I can definitely attest to this, is it's very much just a just chatting stream with some colourful football animations in the background. David Platts, Barry. Legia Warsaw, good shout. I'm not too bad, thanks. Hope you're doing good. I'm doing very well, James. I'm doing very well. Just don't delete it. Oh. Dan. Not just a pretty face, you, are you? You're not just a pretty face. Look at that. And then just the wrong way. I love that. The wrong way. It's even better that he's a right-footed left-back as well. It's even better. His vision's 9 also. He's also only got 9 vision. This was meant to be. Just copy it off Google. There's likely a keyboard combo, but that takes more time. Try copy-paste. Kermit, thank you very much for that, by the way. But we will... D-Boy saved the day. I'll be back at 7:30. I look forward to it, Harvey. Here for the band specs, and I'm glad you are. Daniel Lurken. Am I saying that right, our Scandinavian contingent? Is that... Because I'm sure it's Edinburgh, isn't it? It's like a because actually Haaland's name's like... It's like Haaland, isn't it? I'm sure it's like Haaland in Norway. And tremendous frustration at the game, can't forget. I tried Champs, man, on my brother's PC all those years ago, and how did that go? Big brain move. It wasn't mine. Absolute genius is D-Boy. James says, I used to play the really old Football Manager games on the PC back in the days. Dan is a genius. He is indeed. And a pretty face. He doesn't know if he's coming or going, poor lad. He doesn't. He can't see a thing. Doesn't know which foot to kick it with anymore. Ødegaard, make him Swedish. He likes that. Yeah, good. Depends on the umlauts, or whatever they're called. Is that what they're called, is it? Chan says, well, my night just taken a lovely turn. My kitchen sink just gone bang. Hi, I'm Barry Scott. Not the time. Not the time. Not the time, Barry. We've got Ross County now. Sorry, channel. It's sometimes my head just... These things come out before I really think it through. Right. And what perfect timing it is that Johnston needs a rest. So we will see Oscar Jimenez for the first time. Lurking the wrong way is going to get onto the bench. Inga's going to drop off of the bench. Patterson's still injured. Patterson is going to make his way onto the bench. Smith, I do want loaned out, but no one's in for him. Another flood in my kitchen. Even worse, there is a gas pipe next to the sink. Oh, God. That does sound concerning. I think we'll leave it as that, won't we? How's the football game going, by the way? Any games you won this stream? I've played one game. I've been live for 2 hours and 10 minutes. And we won it. We won it, James. So that's good news. What does he not like then? So why is he... Oh, he doesn't like dropping back. We need to sack the stewards, by the way. We've got a streaker on the pitch. 30 stream streak from Selt for Life. Thank you very much for the company. I appreciate it. Right, we need to train you. What is he playing as? Blair, yeah, this has been bad, even for me. This has been bad, even for me. Holding fullback. Holding fullback, there we go. 1 game in 2 hours? Yeah, I mean, this has been slow, even for me. I wish I could blame the England rant, but I mean, I think that lasted about 40 seconds. What have you been doing? Anything but playing, I think, Blair. Jimenez and lurking the wrong way can be 26 and 27. Talking. Sounds like me, doesn't it? Sounds like me. It does sound like something I do, James. Morial says, the sheer delusional thinking of finishing the season in the 12-hour stream becomes more obvious all the time. You've got to believe these things. You've got to believe these things. I think the official terminology is waffling. All that, Blair. Yeah, all that. Right, come on. Look, here you go. I told you I play games. I told you I play games. That's what he does. Apologies. Just need to check something. There we go, we're all good. Hardly, yeah. Very much so. It's a myth. It is. I really should just be in the just chatting section. Oh, Cliff had a chance to senior. Oh, he's got a knock already. That's not ideal. Yeah, you're right, Self-Life. Charlie Hardley. We just sold him. Well, a game, only 2 hours in. A day of breaking records. This is our second game. Our second game. I have gone a little bit light-headed. This has been slow even for me. I will admit that. It's been particularly slow. We haven't even really been doing much transfer business, have we? Just been talking nonsense. Right, we're absolutely dominating Ross County here, though. If we could do one of those goal shots, that'd be lovely. Let's do a goal shot. We've not had as much of the ball as we've been having recently. Maybe we need to go positive in the second half. Nosebleed territory, I know. Air's getting pretty thin up here. Do a goal, please, team. What you should do is score one early in the first half and then park the bus. I'm not sure that's a good idea at all. If only we would have seen that play out so we could know if that was a valid tactic or not. I don't like what I just saw from the team. I want you to go more positive. Cecilia, I'm going to take off. For Merelesh. And we will go from there, I think. Yeah, leave it at that. I would think, Blair, he might have known what he was doing. Rumour has it. Oh, no. Tex Shearer's just tried to kill a man 15 seconds into the half. We're down to 10. We're down to 10. Still can't believe France got beat by Spain. That's not ideal at all. Just started my Romanian save. Never heard of them. I can only sign 4 non-Romanian players. Okay, bro. Spain played very well. They did. They did. They deserved to win. Teixeira just decided to try and kill a man. We're playing the remainder with 10 men. I am not going to sit back. We are still going to go for this. Atta would never. No. Atta wouldn't try and wind up, would he? No. At least I won't get on your back this song about the Texie song. It's going to be back. It's going to be in tomorrow stream, 100%. I have it already. I just needed to get it set up. Did someone clip it? I missed it. Missed what, Self for Life? The red card? Oh, no. Get rid of this. Well done, Cliff. Thier, our 6'6" centre-back, is the man getting forward. Lacey, one more. Morelesh. I think Lacey could have been just offside. Morelesh has a go. It's a terrible effort. He probably should have squared that. Me on the wind-up. These are wild allegations. Actually, my player also got sent off. Jefferson Lerma. Did he really? Not ideal. Oh, I didn't like him letting that bounce. 20 minutes. What do we change here? I think looking the wrong way is going to come on. He also doesn't like being a holding fullback, so we'll have to work on that. Who do you think wins the World Cup? Spain. I think Spain will win it. Get out there and make a difference, looking. Do it for D-Boy. He's going to set up the winner. Tell you what. Also, we're going to offer some encouragement. But we want you. Cross from deep. Hopefully, I've got them on work sweepstake. Really, Bex? Fingers crossed, then. And not just through sheer bitterness of last night's result. Now I've got a reason to support them. No, I'm not bitter. I just want Bex to win a work sweepstake. Can I have this ball back, please? Lurkin looks away when he crosses. No look cross. I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it. I don't think this is going well. Cable. The manager is my cousin. She's got Argentina. Oh, it's going to be a spicy Sunday. The group chat's going to be popping off. Right. I mean, if we can get out of this with a point, I'll be happy. But if we can steal something now, it'll be even better. Even better if we can steal something now. Why are we shooting? You got to get the ball in there. Rigged. Rigged, says Kermit. Yeah, I'll be happy with a point with 10 men. for 45 minutes, if I'm honest. I get Sequeda on for the last few. And Castagna. And we'll just go a little bit more direct. Just a little bit more direct. That's all we're going to do. Get out there and make a difference. Go on, win us this game. Win us this game. Like I said, I'll take a point. I'll take a point. 10 men away from home. It's not ideal, but it keeps us 4 points ahead of Celtic. Missed our chance to go 6 points clear. It is what it is. Yeah, I'll sympathise, but where are you, Textura? Yeah, you're getting a telling off. You get a telling off. Not acceptable. Left your teammates in the lurch there. Right. Tempo at Edinburgh City. Hold on to draw. Well, I don't think we necessarily held on. I think it was still a fairly even game. Well, I mean, we did hold on, but you know what I mean? The wording is what I mean. Texture banned for 1 match. What was agreed? So that's 1 day's wages. We'll fine him. He's getting fined. Hearts away in the Scottish Cup next. We'll send us to that. I don't want to talk to the press after that one. We will rest everyone for now. Yeah, we'll go with that. Right. And then it's Sporting Lisbon in the week as well. Although at this pace, we're not going to get to that, is it? James says, that game last night was so bad. So many fouls was going on. I thought England played great till the end when they messed up. Yeah, I mean, we were, as I've said, I think we were the better team till we scored. And then, unfortunately, it all went downhill. Perez is set to go sign for Preston. How much did we get for him? 1.7 million. Signed him on a free, didn't we? It just didn't really work. Who's next in line for Manyo AI Sloppage Song? Who else would we say is a club hero, really? I think we hold fire at the moment, Manyo. I don't think there's anyone that would be jumping out for me. Let's see who becomes a bit of a cult hero first. Let's see over the rest of the course of the season. Isidro Gonzalez is doing everything right to become that man. I mean, we've obviously got Little Jack and Shea Lacey, but I just feel like they might not be here for a huge amount of time now. Begovic and Proxaka both decided to sign for us. That's good news. We managed to keep them away from Saudi. So Begovic is going to sign. It's a bit of a risk. We are signing them before Dutch McScrunger's even left. But he wants out, and I don't like having players here that don't want to be here. Bevers is angry. He doesn't want to leave. Get out of my office. So we have a new gaffer in your save? Yeah, I saw. Wasn't it Cooper? Steve Cooper, wasn't it? Did I just see? Adis Begovic is in. 5'10". Delay? No. We live life on the edge. We live life on the edge. Bob, dude, how we doing? Happy Thursday. Good evening, everyone. Hope everyone is doing okay. Just heading home from work. There you go. Another day done. How are we, Bob, dude? I hope you're doing very, very well. Happy Thursday. Sean Maloney, Steve Cooper at Rangers. Oh, that was Celtic. Sorry, I saw Steve Cooper. He's at Rangers, is he? Armed Gamer? What a name and what a pleasure to see it. How are we? How are we doing? I hope you're doing very, very well. Happy Thursday. Welcome in. Get him safe, Bob. Don't cry for me, Argentina. That's the only time you're getting that, Scubs. You look tan, by the way. Now I know you're lying. Now I know you're lying. I should have fully expected that to be clipped. How are you and the missus? Well, we are both doing fantastically well. We are only, what is it, a week? Have I been back a week? A week back from our honeymoon. But I had a fantastic time. Doing very well. How are you? How are you? I hope you're doing really, really well. How's life been? You can have it on repeat now, guys. Thanks, you just made my night, Josh. To be fair, my voice is still a bit bad from yesterday evening, so you didn't get my best singing voice, but Texura's class at football, Gonzalez's class at football, Cecinia's class at football. Congrats. Thank you, Bex. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. It was a very delayed honeymoon. We got married last September. But we went on a little trip after the wedding. We went up to Scotland. But we wanted something else to look forward to. And also not just for every penny we've ever had to disappear in the matter of 2 weeks was really the scary thing. But yeah, that's the one phrase for it. That's one word for it. Mini moon. I don't like that phrase. Bubdo says, not sure if you asked me, phone keeps buffering, but life's great. I might have an interview Monday if I get a call tomorrow, and then next week birthday, and then 31st is graduation. I'm buzzing. Bob, dude, I am very, very happy to hear that. I know there have been some stresses for you, so I'm glad that positive things have found you, and I hope that keeps happening in abundance. Airdrie, I did not go to Airdrie. I did not. Brian says, I have 9 non-EC players. I've had to put them up for sale. At least you get some cash in. You can do a bit of a rebuild. This guy keeps moaning at me. I'm just trying to say you've been training well. Stop moaning. Walter, yeah, you've been class in training recently. Looking really good. You what, mate? I didn't mean anything by it, Walter. It was a compliment. Yeah, well, don't. Thanks, mate. One can hope. I do hope, Bob, dude. I do hope. But I'm glad to hear it. I really am. That's really exciting. Good luck with the interview. Good luck with it. Air United make Bailey offer. You can have him because I don't actually know who he is. Good luck, Bob, indeed. Good luck, Bob, indeed. Right, Hearts, we play away now. Oh, that got heavy there. Just need to sort out the suit trousers and nice shoes, plus a tie for the big day. Love it. I've got a tie you could wear. It is Edinburgh City. I'm not sure how that would go down. How professional it'd look, but it's a nice tie. Still don't want to talk about how much it cost, but it's a nice tie. I'll tell you what, let's get Smith on the bench. Edinburgh City tie for luck. I'm not sure how lucky it is, if I'm honest. I don't know if we start any of the new signings today. I think, actually, it's cup game, isn't it? Yeah, it's cup game. Let's get the new boys in. This is the time to get people starting. Go with that. Cost you a lot of money, too much, mate. 24 quid for a tie, bargain. I'm glad you think that. Now, can you tell Mrs. A1? Sequeda can start today. I'm going to start Smith off top, you know. Let's start Smith up top. Have we got anyone else? Patterson's still injured. I'm going to go Morelos out on the right. Then the pocket square was another 24. Cheaper than mine. My most expensive 37 quid for a tie. Steve, you got too much money. That's too much money, that. 24 quid for the pocket tie, pocket square? I'm paying 13 quid. Yeah, let's go with that, I think. We'll go with that. We've gone very... Oh, I need 2 goalkeepers on the bench for the cup. I'm sure she was happy with you buying that tie. The cost may have been left out. The cost may not have been mentioned. And there's no need to. Ridiculous, isn't it? That really is. That really is. Right, centre back. Begovic can have 6, yeah. And then you can have 22, Colin. No, you can't. You're going out on loan. You're going to have 28. There we go. Right, Hearts in the Cup. Edinburgh Derby. We battered them last time we played them. Let's be avenues. Let's be avenues. Right. Sorry. Hang on. All jokes aside here. What was that striker's name? It was fantastic. Jose Joaquin Quasialpud. Quasialpud. Casual Pud. Puddings are massive. Jose Joaquin Casual Pud. There's nothing better than a casual pud. Not at all. Always nice to treat yourself now and then. Exactly that. All right, Jose. Yeah, he's going to be known as Alan from now on. Alan. Right, Rangers are beating Celtic 1-0. Oh, it's the cup, isn't it? We don't care. We do not care, as Hearts have started this very, very brightly. So you have after a cheeky Nando's. I think it would even out the evening, wouldn't it? It would. Cheeky Nando's, you feel a bit. And then it's just casual pud. You know what I mean? You can't. I don't think like a sticky toffee pudding would be a casual pud. That's a bit much. A casual pud's like a rhubarb crumble, you know? Never had a Nando's. Steve, that needs to change. That needs to change. It's very uncheeky of you. It was a good hand from the keeper. I don't like where this is going. Oh, casual pud sticks it in the back of the net. He put the cherry on the top of that attack. Alan, I know you're going to sign him. Was he 6'4"? I must have said the same thing. Love a Wingstop though, and Popeyes. Good options. Never look at a casual pud. Never had one too. That needs to change. Bird Nerd, how we doing? How's life around the Scottish East Coast? Turbulent at the moment. How are we, Bird Nerd? I hope you're very well. I did not realise that casual pud was 6'4". 11 to 15 heading. Jumping reach of 12 to 18. 25 years old. Someone remind me that casual pud exists. He signed for Hearts for 11k. I think we might be signing him. 16 to 20 finishing? Yeah, I think he might be joining the club. I No, I just think it goes without saying, doesn't it? And no one's allowed to rename him, ever. But what if we don't want one? Sometimes eyes bigger than your belly, you know. We're getting a casual pud tonight, I think. I'm going without a starter, and I'll get a casual pud. I think that was the first goal that Ramirez has conceded for us. Texeira's going to have a go. Oh, what a finish! Come on. Come on. Right, come on then. Let's be avenues. Right, here we go. Now we're turning it on. Let's get Begovic's first goal. I'm muting it and playing my song, just so you know. Oh, what? Texeira's every time he scores. Texeira again. There you go. Get it back on. Just keep it rolling. Whole thing. That's another thing I'm going to add as well, by the way. I think I'm going to add a channel point redemption to have the full Cliff Hightower song played and the full Texeira one. so that we hear the whole thing. Obviously, it's just the shortened versions for the goals. I'm going to add a channel point if you want to hear the whole thing. This is too long a replay. I'm over it already. Rename him to John Blocks. I can't do that. I really hope that that Casual Pud is reasonably priced. Colin Smith. First game for the club. Sequeda. Johnston. There we go. We're flying now. Turn this around in the blink of an eye. There's good play from Smith there. The young man doing well. Sequeda trying to grab a goal. And then the best assist you'll ever see from Castagna. Can Patterson play? He's still injured, Alexander. He's still injured. He's not on the bench yet. That was a good half. Always love a reasonably priced pud. It's the best way to be. Hopefully there's like a 2 for something deal on. Let's make some changes. Sequeda. I'm going to take Sequeda. No, I'm not. He doesn't get to play much. Let's keep it as is. No need to do that. Where is the time gone tonight? It's 7:30 already. Where has the time gone? I ate my dinner far too early. I already know that I'm going to have to get something to eat on my walk. I'm going to go for a walk straight after this stream, and I think I'm going to have to get something. I'm hungry already. It also didn't help that I forgot to get any sort of side salad or rice or something to have with my fajitas. So I literally just had the fajitas. Which wasn't ideal. Oh. I'm not sure the keeper's done very well with that. I'm not sure he's done very well with that at all. I don't think I like this. I mean, it's lovely football from Hearts. But it's almost like he lifts it over him. Oh, he does, actually, to be fair. To be fair, it's a great finish. I thought he just stood there, but he did. He went down, didn't he? And he's lifted it over him. That's a great finish, that. Cracking goal it was, actually, on second watch. On second watch, that was a fantastic finish. Shame it was at the wrong end. Got to appreciate it, though. Unless it was an equaliser. Next time, don't have your dinner so early. I know, I was hungry at work. I had... I'm not usually a breakfast man. I usually have my first meal at about midday. But I had breakfast today. And then I had fruit at midday. It got to about 3:30 and I was starving. So I had my dinner then. And that's far too early for dinner. Far too early. I regret life choices. Harvey, welcome back. You said 7:30 and you're here. A man of his word. Harvey wants to add a song. Lurkin and Begovic. Not great performances so far. Bring Cliff on as well. Jump Up by DJ Gov. I'll bring Gonzalez on over there. Wow, 3? Yeah, 3:30. I didn't know. It was a bit early, wasn't it? Silly from me, that. Get out there and make a difference. Right, and then whilst I'm doing that, let's get this song on the playlist. So, what is it? Jump Up. Oh, is it a bit niche, is it? DJ. Here we go. Jump Up by DJ Gov. Oh, hang on. I've added the wrong thing. Song. We're going to concede an equaliser here, aren't we? Oh, what a save. Add to playlist stream. And as always, when someone adds a song to the playlist, we play it. So it'll be coming on now. Breakfast ruins me. I end up being hungry all day and need about 5 meals. If I don't have brekkie, I'm fine. Just a late lunch and late dinner. Yeah, it does, man. I usually do the same. But yeah, I was just really hungry this morning. Great ball. Cliff, come on. Great ball. Gonzalez and Cliff off the bench. Looking the wrong way. Manages to... I'll start again. Successfully take a throw in. That's a great ball. This is feel like I'm on another planet. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if this is Nintendo 64 or a rave. I'm all over the place here, Half. I'm all over the place here, Half. Right, can we just see this game off? No need to apologise. This is the rave music. This is what Harvey's getting up to on his Saturdays. Oh, it's an own goal. Kieran Berkeley, have that. We score 5 against Hearts again. I don't want to see that one again. We're into another highlight. I'll get another 5k, there will be an even better tune. Cool, don't you threaten me with a good time, Harvey. Let's get this ball back. You got 9k points. You saving up, James. You saving up for something. Lovely football. Look at this. Playing out for the back. What does that mean, Jack? Oh. Jose Joaquin Casual Pud scores again. Matthew Jr. and Moa with the assist, by the way, is another great name. 21.9k, rookie number. Steve, you've been sitting on them for a while. It's coming home in Spanish. I should have known that, really. The Vuelve that got it. I knew that Casa was home. Steve, I'd be interested if you hit the old follow age command. I think that would be a impressive number. Right, can we just end this game? Did you know I'm half Spanish? Which half? 6 years and 2 months. That is crazy. That is crazy. That means I was what? So when you followed, that means I was... Oh, what? 15? I think Baited unfollowed you at some point too. Sounds about right. The half I want it. I love Spain. I forgot to say I do follow you. Brian, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Does for me, doesn't it? It makes sense. Makes sense. Crosby suffers defeat against former club. I mean, 5-3 was a bit annoying. At 28.4k. Go on, Self for Life. Harvey, look, 1 month. But what a month it's been. Lazy Bear must be like 8 years. I'm not sure. We saw it the other day. Oh, he's worth between 4.5 and 6.8. 16 jumping reach, 13 headed, and 16 finishing. That month has flown by. It really has. It really has. We're going to scout him, though. We're going to scout him. They got an absolute bargain there, 11k. I really like Spanish people that are really nice when I go there on holidays. Yeah, Spanish people are lovely. Celtic are out. Also 6 years. Crazy, isn't it? That is crazy. Right, Sporting in the Champions League. COVID times. Yes, it would have been. It would have been because... Oh, no, hang on. Oh, yeah, Ingers. Can I change anything? Can I bring a keeper in because I've sold Hardy in the Champions League, or will they not let me do that? I'm guessing they won't let me do that. COVID was that long ago. Yeah, because that's when I not properly started streaming, but that's when I streamed more anyway. Have you on my ear while I was still working? I do remember. Bex, and what a 58 minutes is, well, 59 minutes now. Probably now. What a 59 minutes has been. I don't want to talk to press after that one. Exactly, what an hour. I don't know why that didn't pop up when you did. I know that you said it, but I thought it would have popped up. Prostraka is going to sign. Banamanawa. Tobias is going to Corinthians. 3 years for James. Wow. The board have upped our transfer budget from 15 million to 30. We don't need it. Oh, it's another good centre back there. That's another good centre back. We don't need another one though. We just signed 2. But I will keep you on the short list. Steve, if Argentina beat Spain, I'm going to lose my head. I mean, there's something to that though, isn't it? Because then you've lost to the winners. There's always that element to it. Who's Pablo Lopez? Oh, he was the £29 million keeper that we really wanted. It's just too expensive. No. 6 months or so for me, maybe. Feels like a lifetime, but I mean that in the nicest way. That I've been made to feel so welcome and included. Not that you've bored me to death and tears and death. Both could be true. Both could be true. Is your forehead growing or your hairline in the mud? Steve, it's a pleasure to have you back. It's a pleasure to have you back. Again, both could be true. Both could be true. Also, someone called Brianna Galbraith has followed me on Insta. Who is that? I don't know. At least you're not grey though. 29 and going grey. Oh, there's elegance to going grey. Distinguished gentleman. Right, I think we'll play the sporting game. That'll probably be it for today. Spain will win. I think so too. We get Dundee United in the Scottish Cup. He's definitely 2021. Who, me? I've been telling you this the whole time. I'm 21. They're top of the championship. Can't say I'm distinguished. Don't think I have anyone in my family called Rihanna. I was about to say hips don't lie. That was Shakira. Can't even get my music references right. Wait, you're 21? I'm not 21, no. I'm not. I'm not 21. That's Paul? I was like, hang on a minute. Yeah, it turns out all those years ago you were watching, Steve. I was 15. Mentally, maybe. Even that might be generous. It'll be a game of dark arts versus dark arts and a bit of class. Yeah, he is 21. I'm not. I'm not. Who's Jacob Scholar? 18 acceleration, 16 pace, 6'3". Why have we not signed you? Why did we not sign you? When's his contract run out? Now. Go Ahead Eagles are after him. Yes. I mean, 100% we're going to go in for him for a free. He's 6'3" with 18 acceleration. The old ASL definitely looks at 31, right? I am 31, yes. I am 31. 32 this year. If you know, you know. It's like MSN days, isn't it? We are going to try and get him on a free. Jacob at School of Defensive Rock. I like it. How we doing? Happy Thursday. Welcome in. Brilliant. But when it was your birthday, you said 21 again, so you're 21. Yeah, I've been 21 last 6 birthdays, actually. 26. Yeah, I'm happy with that. What, promising start? Well, then accept it. We aren't too far apart. I know we're not, because you're going to accept it. There you go. How's the stream been? I've really enjoyed it, as always, Jack. Apologies, I've barely been in. You don't need to apologise at all. I appreciate you being here as much as you can, Jack. You know that. Alex Jimenez, is that... Who's he play for in real life? Is he actually at Bournemouth? Is that... I was going to say, I definitely recognise him. Bournemouth, yeah, Jason, there we go. How we doing there, Jason? Far from you, Jack? Oh, that's why I recognise his name. About to leave? Yeah. That's why I recognise him. Guardiola responds to transfer talk. Who is Guardiola? Oh, he's still at Man City. Corey Muddyman is another great name. There's another great name. Jason, I think there's I don't know if it's just accusations. I'm going to use the word accusations. I don't know if it's more than that, but there's a situation of messages being sent to young people, I believe. I believe that's the case. As I've said, I don't know if it's just accusations or not. I just saw it on Twitter and stuff. But yeah, definitely going to be a controversial exit, I think. Well, not a controversial exit, an exit marred in controversy. Dutch Scrunge is going to Leicester, so he had his head turned by the Saudi money. He has decided to go to Leicester instead. We're only giving us 10 million of that, by the way. But we signed Dutch McScrunge last year. He was fantastic for us. We signed him for 2.8 million. And we have to give AZ 1.24 million. But we're selling him for 30. It's a very, very good deal. And we get 20% of his next fee. It's a shame. It's a shame, but he's off. We have signed 3 players with the money. Well, with a fraction of the money. A third of it. Oh, no, hang on. That was... No, they get an extra 5 million on top, sorry. So they get 6.4 million, actually. Wow, okay. But still, I mean, 20 million profit. It's sweetness that I'm thinking of. We've got Friday and Saturday streams, right? We do indeed, Jack. We do indeed. You've never played FM, Steve. I know you were, like, interested in it at one point, weren't you? Do you not? Not something you want to get behind? Joachim K. Sander. We're getting sent all of the centre-backs now. I'm not talking to the press before this one. Mind games. No money man can win my love. Right, I better get back to work now. Josh, mate, enjoy the rest of the stream and I'll catch you in the next one. Harvey, thank you very much for being here as always. I hope the rest of your shift goes quickly. Have a good one, my friend. Thank you for being here as always. I'm babysitting tomorrow, so you'll get me through that. Also got work at 5:30. Oh, it is tomorrow's the work into babysitting day, is it? I play career mode FIFA purely for season points only reason. Yeah, I know that's why most people didn't, wasn't it? For the benefits of Ultimate Team. Very long day. Yeah, think of the money though, mate. Money will get you through it. I really want them to let us register more players. I'm guessing if we did get to the knockout stages, we'd be able to register some more players. Payday soon? Love it, Jack. Same for me, actually. I need it this month. I need it. I've booked a hotel for Slough. I've booked accommodation for Salford. Oh, hello, cat. Hello. Anyone want a free cat cam? Yeah, I mean, also had a honeymoon. Anyone want a free cat cam? Say hello. There you go. Say hello. Say hello. There you go. That's all you get for free. You've been out loads, I know. Summer's always expensive, though. My mate thinks FM got too complicated. He was a championship manager player. Says it takes too long and too much to do now. And although games no harder, too much to do. What do you think? I think it's the hours to do a season. Yeah, Jason, it's definitely very in depth and complex. But I mean that suits me down to a T. I much rather that. I need my payday. Yeah, don't we all? My team scored a last minute penalty in Europa qualifying. Isaac, really? That's cool. Who is the team? End of the month, got a wedding next month, not mine, and saving for a house. All of those things expensive, Steve. All of those things. Is your cat your tactics genius? The cat's the assistant, yeah. She does all the press stuff. Joe says, why does she look like she doesn't really care? Because that is exactly how she lives her life. Was it toxic in the pub yesterday? Yeah, massively. Massively, Joe. I've realised that at my age now, I prefer watching football at home. Because I hate the opinion. It's okay if I've had a couple of beers, I think I find it more tolerable. When I'm not drinking, drunk football fans' opinions of football really, really annoy me. Like, I understand we went very, very negative, but like, people were just saying, well, just attack. Just attack. It's not as simple as that. Yeah, no. Not toxic from me, no. I'm upset. I was gutted by the situation, but no, I don't get toxic with football. Any fights? 2 was starting to be a bit of a scuffle, but I didn't actually see anything. I think it's ridiculous. From FM24, I miss Scouting Network where you saw the globe. There's a lot I miss, actually. Yeah, there are a few things. I know a lot of people miss some things. Anderlecht team in Belgium. Of course, Anderlecht is where Company was, wasn't it? Yeah, I get that. To be fair, 12% possession, though, is sitting off. Oh, 100%, Steve. No, I'm not in any way saying we got it right. We got it horrendously wrong. But it's just when people are just saying, as in, why don't you just attack? It's just like, you don't understand football. And then some of the shouts, you know what I mean, is yeah. Spencer's been rubbish. Worst opinion I've heard yesterday. I heard someone say that Kane shouldn't have gone past pro. People where I was were saying Mark Messi. I do agree with that one though, Jack. That would be one thing. I think I was listening to the overlap earlier, and I very much agree. I think we should have just stuck someone on Messi, and then you play 10 versus 10. Someone's job should have just been not necessarily for the whole game, but when he went out on the right and he was getting all of that space, you just need someone to just stand by him. And don't get me wrong, teams have tried this for years and it doesn't work, but it would have helped. The subs were questionable. Yeah, Jason, they were. Haramble, says Isaac. Yeah, it's not as simple as that, but the subs didn't help. No, not at all, Steve. Like I said, yeah, I spoke about it at the start. We got it all wrong. Berates, exactly that, Kermit. Trouble in pubs, they all think they have their UEFA badge, 100%. Well, Tuchel said that, didn't he? He said there'll be a million coaches that know better than me, but I'm the one that has to make the decision. Ji-Sung Park versus Perlo-esque, exactly that. Well, I'm Messi. I'm sure he marked Messi in one game. What Roy Keane said was spot on, though. Which bit? Teams do that and get punished. One is not enough. No, does Manu, but I mean, as in, if you have someone specifically on him, you then double up when he gets the ball. But yeah. Had no outball, Isaac, this is what I said. I think that was our biggest downfall. I don't think going 5 at the back or going very defensive is necessarily a problem. I think taking Gordon off and losing our outball was the problem. 86 million we've received this. Excellent Mbafa. But how is he in the shower? We did want him, but he went elsewhere. Kane needed to come off. His leg's gone and too slow. Yeah, I think Kane... I don't mind Kane staying on because he just needs to have a chance that he scores. But in that game, he was irrelevant. So bring on someone that can run and press. No, Fergie said biggest mistake in 2011 is he didn't man-mark Messi. Right, Jason, that might be what I'm thinking instead. Right, look at that. No one can play. I actually did the hair at that. Bex, you're in the right place if that one went down well. Because that was probably some of my finer work. Yeah, I know what you mean. Just wrong game type for him. Well, like, I think up until the goal, keep him on 100%. But when we're chasing a game and we've got nothing to get out with, what's the point of having him on the pitch? It's just a waste at that point. It's just a complete waste. We actually don't have anyone that can play here. We're in a bit of trouble. Gonzalez will come in here. Lacey there. Cecilia's going to start. Alvarez at left back. There we go. Don't get the Mainu not playing at all. Why call him up? Yeah, Jason, I get that. I mean, for me, I'd be very frustrated if I was Mainu and with Reece James playing in midfield. I don't get that. Back for dinner. How many more games we played, Thomas? I don't really want to answer that. No, I think we played 3 today. I am going to play this one, regardless of the fact that we're near the end of the stream. I'm going to play this one because we really haven't played many at all. We'll probably leave it on this one. Let's give it a save and let's get into this Champions League fixture. For me, Trent should have gone 2, or Carl Walker. One right back was who hasn't completed a football season without injury for the last 4 years. Yeah, so obviously we had Conser, and I mean Tino Livramento was obviously going to be a right back option. For me, I thought it was very, very brave picking Chalobah when Tino pulled out. I didn't get that. But yeah, I'm not Trent's biggest fan, but I think there was a place for him at this tournament. One thing I was saying to my dad today was, even though I was very angry last night, I didn't feel the way I did when Arsenal lost to PSG or when Swindon lost in the playoffs. Really? Okay, Jack, you're getting used to losing is what that is. Believe me, supporting Swindon in England, you will continue to get used to it. I'm not either. Even though I absolutely loved England this year, I'll never feel the same way to England than I will to Arsenal Town. Yeah, you're club over country, whereas that's the reverse of me. Anyone saying Kane shouldn't have gone? He scored 60 this season. Come 2028, I dread to think who's up front. 100%. To be fair, I thought Pickford should have saved the first one. I mean, there's the video of Bellingham complaining that it was in the middle of the goal as well, wasn't it? It's a tough one. It's a good strike. I think in slow motion it looks a hell of a lot worse. That ball was struck very, very cleanly. And I think he's not set up very well because he's trying to see it. But I think he, arguably could do better. Walker wouldn't have done anything. We would have been outrun by anyone. Thomas, I agree with no Walker. I think Walker was at fault for us losing the final against Spain. I think he was at fault for both goals. I think it was an absolute joke that he made team of the tournament. I thought he was absolutely useless at our last tournament. He's still out of position after the corner. Yeah, pass pro spot on. Pickford's error was giving the corner away. Yeah, but he couldn't risk that. That was the one he tipped over, right? From the long-range effort. He couldn't risk it. When Arsenal lost to PSG, I didn't say a word for a good 30 minutes. I was just pure gutted. Yesterday, I didn't say anything to anyone because I would have lost my head, I see. So it was more anger yesterday, was it? But then that probably comes from the fact that, I mean, not saying it in a horrible way to wind you up or anything, but I just mean as in PSG were just a bit of a class above, as they are. So, you know what I mean? I guess it's just gutting that it's like not really much more you could have done, whereas there was a lot to be angry about yesterday. So, seeing you get a ball across. Come on, get in. Tech Shearer, of course it is. Of course it is. Who else? Who else? What do you think of people saying Ronaldo is not a top 10 dribbler? Mind you, he holds the record of most dribbles completed in a single UCL game. Calisthenics, I would say definitely not now. And also, I could probably hear that one more than the other things you've said, Calisthenics, because I think there are a lot better dribblers of the ball than Ronaldo. Ronaldo definitely went for a stage in his career of dribbling a lot with the ball, but I don't think that's Ronaldo's strength necessarily. I wouldn't say that I would put that as his strength, and I think there are a lot of players. I reckon I probably could name 10 better dribblers of the football than Ronaldo. I think I might agree with that one. Hang on. Here we go. We got half-time. And Trent can't defend. He's a lot better going forward than defending. Thomas, 100%. Dinner time. Night all. Smoochy Smoochy does, man. Thank you very much for being here. As always, you hero. I hope you enjoy your wonderful dinner. Scubs has added a song. It's Phil Collins, Two Hearts. Okay, we'll get that on. Steve says, watch us play attacking now versus France. Well, there's nothing to lose, though, is there? Jack says, I think, to be fair, I was gutted when Arsenal lost because we were just so close. Yeah, exactly. I do think if England got to the final and lost on pens, I'd probably feel very similar. I think a lot of people would. 15 years ago it was, yeah, pass pro. That's what I mean. He went for a stage of dribbling, but I don't think that's been the case. Especially, I don't think since Ronaldo's been at his peak. I would say that dribbling's his strength. I think it's his, well, just sheer goal-scoring animal instinct and power and physique. I sound like I'm writing him a dating profile, but I don't think it's dribbling. It was brilliant at United, but Madrid turned him into a striker. I now can't wait for club football back. Kind of says back then it was his strength. Of course not now. The main reason Man U signed because he was a great dribbler and embarrassed O'Shea. Yeah, but I mean, it's just, I'm going off of what you said of, would I agree with people saying he's not a top 10 dribbler? And I would say I don't think he is. When I think of dribblers, I'm thinking of, well, of course, Messi, but then you're thinking Hazard. I'm thinking really technical. You know what I mean? Whereas Ronaldo was knock a ball on and power. Whereas I think of quick feet as a dribbler. What have I missed? Root, to be honest, today, not much. I've been very, very slow today. Di Maria, good shout. Even if I feel disconnected with Town, they're still my team. I still absolutely adore them. I love that, Jack. Got to go. I got to water the plants. Love it, James. Thank you very much for being here. I appreciate it. Have a brilliant evening. Top 10 ever. Jason, I think that was what was said. George Best is best ever. See, this is what I was saying earlier. I can't agree because I didn't see him play. What about Arsenal, Jack? The team from miles away. Neymar has to be up there, surely. Iniesta. See, again, Iniesta. I mean, not that I'm saying he wasn't good at dribbling, but I'm just in my head, it wouldn't be his strength. That wouldn't be his strength for me. Dimitri Payet. Maradona. Yeah, Maradona would definitely be in there. Neymar up there with the best. We're talking specifically dribbling, Scubs. Specifically dribbling. What would be his strength then? Iniesta. Football intelligence, passing. I'm not saying it was like a weakness. It would be one of his. I'm just talking top notch. I don't think of Iniesta. When I think of Iniesta, I don't think dribbling. I just think football IQ and passing of a football, really. Barnes, Giggs here. I think I'll say I'm disconnected now, but if we win the first game of the season, I'll be real back in instantly. I think as soon as we get going, you'll be back in. Iniesta was a technician. Yeah, like him and Xavi. It was just pure football intelligence. Thierry Henry. Yeah, but then again, I'd have Thierry Henry similar to that early Ronaldo, where I feel like that was knock it on and use pace. It's not how I think of dribbling. I think of like a Hazard or, yeah, like a Messi. Adel Tarat, his only strength, some say. Oh no, don't throw this away. Liverpool Suarez dribbling was insane. Yeah, I'd agree. Get a good ball across. Go on, let's make this 2. To see. Oh, we've been so good in the Champions League. Oh right, we haven't played the song by the way. We've got Scub's song to play. And Nani in his prime. Salah. There's probably an argument for it. Hat-tricks were his strengths. Yeah, and playing against Norwich, if we're talking about Suarez. Good ball out here. Finishing with Salah's. Yeah. Teixeira, come on! We have been so good in the Champions League. So good. Yeah, Scabs, it's a clip. That one's a clip. Come on. What a finish, by the way. Oh, okay. No one saw the deflection. What a finish. What a finish. I think we're gonna go through without a playoff to the knockouts. What a deflect. No, don't know what you're on about. Did that take a... I didn't see a deflection. Unfortunately, the dribbling winger is a dying art. It is, unfortunately. Yeah, that's one of my biggest frustrations with modern football is wingers not getting at their men anymore and not crossing the ball. I loved like Ferguson United era wingers get it out wide, get past your man and deliver into the box. I liked that as football. Hence why I have a 6'6" striker up top in my team. But he was magnificent dribbler back in the day. The dribbling record at the UCL ain't no joke. His main strength from 2004 to 2011. Yeah, calisthenics, but I mean, my argument is that I just think the best Ronaldo at his best, dribbling wasn't the focus. Rio, what a dribbler he is, and Yamal also. Yeah, I mean, they'll definitely find themselves on that list. Saka used to be really good at it, but he's just lost a couple of yards of pace. He has, doesn't he? It seems like injuries have slowed him down as we make it free. Why football's a lot more dull, Jason, you're right. I agree. I do agree. Right, ball across. One more about it's a replay. Masking to cross it. Keeper's had a stinker there. Tuchel blames England football DNA for defeat. See, that's something I didn't like from Tuchel and the players. It felt very disjointed last night, and of course it was raw. There's a lot of upset people, but I didn't like the fact that Tuchel felt to be subtly blaming his players. The players seemed to be subtly blaming the manager. It was very disjointed. I think Kane was the only one that really said what needed to be said. Apologised to the fans. Gutted for the players. Gutted for everyone. Wasn't good enough. Apart from that, I think it felt very ununified. He isn't helping himself. Pep in. I'm not sure I think Pep would be the same sort of manager at international level. I think the lack of time with the squad, considering everything you hear about Pep, is just how much he teaches people. I just don't think he'd have enough time with squads to really get his style of football across. I just don't think he'd have the chance to do so. I think he's someone that it's a project of just teaching and teaching and teaching. I don't think he'd have enough of a chance. Like you just don't have enough time with a squad as an international manager. Good save. Can you please do this for me, mate? Just look up dribbling videos. I promise you that your mind will change. Calisthenics. I grew up watching Ronaldo. I know exactly what it was. The man loved to step over. He embarrassed defenders whilst he was in the Premier League. I'm not disagreeing with you that early Ronaldo isn't a good dribbler. I'm just saying that you said to me, what do I think of Ronaldo not being one of the top 10 best dribblers? And I don't think he is, because I think that, yes, he was an incredible dribbler for a period of his career, but prime Ronaldo, the focus has shifted completely away from dribbling. It's power, it's finishing, it's all about goal scoring. So I'm not disagreeing with you. Manchester United Ronaldo was incredible, but prime Ronaldo is not focused on dribbling at all. He's just an out-and-out goal machine. Needed Henderson last night after we got 1-0 up. Yeah, I think, or Kobbie Mainoo. I think we needed someone to control the ball. I think Henderson would have been a really good shout, because I think he'd have led on the pitch. If Henderson wasn't so clumsy, he'd have played last night for a bit. If you remember, it took 15 months to train his methods. Yeah, exactly, Jason, exactly. I don't think he is, to be honest. Insane finisher, match winning. Root says, have a great, good rest of the stream. I'm about to go live. Well, enjoy, Root. Thank you very much for being here. I hope you have a brilliant stream. Right. Let's have a quick look. That puts us up to second in the Champions League table, ladies and gentlemen. We've guaranteed ourselves a playoff place. We are 2 points clear of not needing a playoff. We've got a shout out going for Root. If you're not already, give the man a follow. He has a brilliant save going on Foot Manager, and a lovely man. Cooking is what you are. Well, it is warm in here, Steve. It is warm. But we've been class. Just to give you a bit of context, Steve, and for those that didn't see last season, this is our second campaign in the Champions League ever. Last season, we finished bottom of the group on 0 points, and we set the record for most goals conceded in a league phase. And now we're here. Look at that. We get another 1.8 million there. We're absolutely flying. Bring on the knockouts. 60 million in the bank, by the way. I need to go to bed now as I'm up early. Have a great evening, mate, and thank you for the stream once again. Don't think we don't love the streams and we aren't grateful, Jack. I appreciate the kind words, I really do, but in no way you need to thank me. Thank you for being here, as always. Get a good night's sleep. I hope tomorrow's long day goes well, and thank you for being here, as always, your hero. Have a good evening. Out there. Right, that is going to be it. I'm going to save it. That is going to be it for today. So, let me jump over to the other screen. I will have one last shout to say, if anyone isn't subscribed to the YouTube channel, it is pinned at the top of the Twitch chat. If you would click that link and hit subscribe, it would be massively appreciated. I'm really hoping to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I really want to push on towards the new Football Manager game. So if anyone isn't subscribed, I'd appreciate you doing so. It would be a great help. But for now, we are going to see who is around for a raid. Let's see who is around. So, oh, we got a few. We've got a few. Cheers for the stream, everyone as well. Yeah, Thomas, I appreciate you being here as always, your hero. Calisthenics says, I agree with you on that one, but the guy had many primes. 2008 Ronaldo's prime right there. He was doing everything that season. Obviously went on to have many primes after that. I do agree. Isaac, see you later. Isaac, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. And Calisthenics as well. Thank you both for being here. I really, really am appreciative of you being here. I'll tell you what, let's go into the... Let's have a quick look in the Football Manager category and see who's around. Let's see who's on. I'll tell you what. We're going to go over to Oi Oi Frenchie. Frenchie has been... oh, I nearly raided the wrong place again. I did that yesterday. Oi Oi Frenchie. Frenchie has been showing up to the streams recently, and I am massively appreciative of it. So let's go over there and show some love. If you're not, drop the man a follow. Let's be as lovely as you are to me in there. Everyone jump over there, drop the man a follow, and let's say hello. But for now, a massive, massive thank you for being here. I really do appreciate it. A huge thank you for the new follows today. A massive thank you to Bongo for the bits. Blair with the resub and the 5 gifted as well. Incredibly generous. Thank you very, very much. Mr. Scotsman and D-Boy Plays with the raids as well. Thank you all very much for the continued support, really. I am hugely appreciative of it. I say it all the time, but there's many, many places you can spend your time on Twitch or even off of Twitch. So the fact that you spend it here with me is in no way taken for granted. I really do appreciate it. I'll be back tomorrow evening now. We'll be carrying on the save. I'll be back at 6 p.m. tomorrow. So I hope to see you all then. Until then, have a brilliant evening. I hope to see you there. I'll catch you next time. Have a good one, everyone.